Girl.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another auction here at Perfect Aquatics. So, few little bangers lined up for you tonight, starting at the forever lowest end points, or start points, we should say, like we always do. We've got a couple of reprobates in the background, straight in with 32 viewers, which is banging. So I'm just going to bring everyone in, and then we'll say hello to them and see what they've been up to. So there they are. Faces for radio, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, how you doing, Gus?
Good, mate. Good, better than the web. I've literally just come back in after doing a quick filter clean and getting myself kind of soaking wet through. That typical, as soon as you start cleaning filters, it starts chucking it down, doesn't it? But, good, just in time.
Weather-wise. What about you, Lee? Seen you got some nice pictures behind you. Have you also got flowers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got a soft side. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they are. Well, they're actually in an aqua tank. I don't know what they are, but I've just stuck them in a load of aqua soil, and they seem to like it. So
the type of lily,
having to water them every day.
So, what have you been up to then?
Me, just I went up to Ryan's the other day, picked up my koi that I got from Japan in February. They're doing well, actually. And I've got a fantastic guy coming down tomorrow to, thank God, do the electrics on my little pond. Because I'm going to burn the place down otherwise.
We don't need another episode like that.
No.
Because that just means we have to set up a GoFundMe page and then, again, keep coughing.
No GoFundMe, mate. I will refuse it, and I will give it to a charity of worthy cause. I can fund myself.
Oh.
Yeshimish.
Yeshimishi. So, your fish is en route, Gus. That was donated by Clive.
New fish day tomorrow and Saturday.
Lovely. Yeah. So look forward to seeing them. So for those people that obviously don't do a lot of YouTube, Lee, the guy at the bottom of the screen, he has got a channel called Lee Hadfield, the Koi Soldier. 7,500 subs, Lee, now?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Oh, I don't know. Just thereabouts. Gus will tell us, because he is like you know, like when you listen to the cricket or the football, and then they come up with these amazing stats. Well, Gus is like that sort of bloke, except for YouTube.
7,016K is what you.
Oh, there we are. He's on it, like a carb on it.
And Gaz's Koi Pond is also a YouTuber as well. Just smashed the 2,000 subs. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you to all you guys out there.
So these couple of guys are within my close friend group, and we like to talk all things koi. In fact, we met through YouTube about koi.
We did, mate. Yeah.
But currently, you have been texting me a lot about your love life, and I've been saying just slow down, say the right words, and touch the right places, and Kelly will appreciate you. And it's worked, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. She's now got me sleeping on the sofa. So,
doesn't work for everybody.
That's only a joke.
Every lady is different. Every lady is different.
Right, so we've got 55 people in. Let's have a quick look at what we've got coming up tonight and start the ball rolling. Slight disclaimer, I am on my own, and it may be a little bit disjointed, but I ain't really too fussed, to be perfectly honest. Watch this bit. Let's see if we can get it. Look at this. So, first one in, well, not first one. So, I've got nice NND Tancho. I'm not going to go too much into one, but an absolute banging example. We've got Momotaro Kohaku, Jumbo Tozai, Dragon Ball Sanke by Sakai Fish Farm. Needs a caring, loving home. A real nice achiever, I must say. Full of colour, which is good to see. Nice Mizzy Ogon. One of your faves, Gaz, I believe.
Yes, mate.
Let's put it back on. And a Fuji Hirasawa, just to give other Japanese breeders a bit of limelight. We don't always have to go for Shinoda. A different, which is a nice Maki Ogon as well. I've got a pond full of these. He's
a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, and then an exceptional Asagi for the end. So
Very nice.
looking forward to that. Right, 60 people in. I'm going to roll the dice out with the first one. All right, so let's have a quick look. Let's go with the Hirasawa from the Fuji. So
I can remember when you selected these in a Fuji.
Yeah, on a Sunday, and then we went up to the temple.
Remember
so
that? Oh, mate, we had those massive tempura prawns.
Yeah, so just to go over the normal stuff, those people watching, start bid on this is at 50 degree. All the details of each of the fish will display across the bottom of the screen. All you need to do, what platform you're watching on, whether it be on Facebook through Perfect Aquatics, Krafty Koi's YouTube page, is put a bid in. That will come up on my screen. The person that is highlighted at the end of the time when either the bids dry out or to put it simply, I'm fed up of looking at the fish swimming about, I will award it to whoever's on the screen. You will have two options. You can either collect in store, or you can give the store a call and pay for delivery. All deliveries are £25 a box. That is the courier's fee, not ours. We make absolutely zero money on it whatsoever. So that's all the T's and C's, so to speak. Right, I've got to find the chat now. So let's have a look if we've got anyone in. If there's nobody in, we'll move it on. I'll bring it up. We're still filling up in the lobby, but starting bid 50 quid. The Fuji, Hirasawa, Kozai. He's got a good body, this one. He's all right. Let's not get away from the fact it's not a Shinoda. So what? It's still actually a right banging little fish. So Fuji is a very scruffy dealer, actually, up in the mountains. A little bit like Steptoe, in comparison to other Japanese breeders. But when you go into his filter house, he's got all these big plastic covers over his ponds, and then the next thing you know, he lifts up. Now, in order to get the fish from these, he literally had 3 different ponds, and it was like low quality, mid quality, best quality. And I said, right, just give me best quality, because he wouldn't allow you to pick them out. And this, actually, we've got a couple of these in the pond. This is by far the best bodied fish, real good deep sumi color, and the Benny itself, is as good as, if I was to put a Shinoda at this side next to it, as good as a Shinoda fish at the quality that we're seeing. Only asking for £50. Anyone want to fill? Go on.
What size is it at the moment?
24 centimeters.
24 cm. That's a big bloody bowl then.
It's a massive bowl.
Yeah, I got a nice 1 meter bowl from Ryan the other day and Kevin. Thank God. I couldn't measure my fish otherwise, so they're getting quite big now. But mate, that's a bargain at 50 quid. A Fuji, you're right. Looks quite scruffy. Did you go into the Tozai house as well? I don't think you did.
The Tozai house behind the main sort of living house, and then down the road.
No. That's the. Oh yeah, that's the Nisai house you didn't go to, did you?
Yeah, a little bit further. Yeah, I did a bit further.
A little higher up.
Yeah, real.
Let's bid Jack in with 50 quid.
Oh, nice one, thank you, mate. Jack.
I had an absolute brilliant snowball fight up there, but I'm expecting. Well done, Jack, mate. That's worth 50 quid of anybody's money.
Bloke, Jack, one of my favourite customers, Jack.
But obviously, I'm expecting now that their farm is going to really kick in with a bit of cleanliness, a bit of clean, and a bit of like quality next year now, because they've got a couple of stickers of mine sticking around. So obviously, it keeps the bad vibes away and makes people really push forward.
So is he more of a form of a hobbyist turned company breeder?
He's a breeder that, to be fair, you don't see his name knocking about much in the UK. But he specialises in all the odds and sods. And
the variety. Everything.
Yeah, all the odds and sods, mate, everything, doesn't he? But the variety he produces are banging, and it's because he's quite remote, high up into the mountains. He doesn't tend to get a lot of people buying his fish, but actually some of his bigger top end fish, which is what they all start like this, are actually real good pieces.
Dude, can you remember the koi house out of the way, the big koi house with all like the parent fish
On the
and the
big
yonsai?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah,
But that's like I don't think, mate, I don't think anyone's allowed to go there, mate. But like I twisted their arm, and Atsushi said that like I've got a channel, and we went up there, and it's fantastic, mate, isn't it? It's quite a new house as well, that, mate. But they've been around for a long time, mate. You know, like the son's taken over now, and the old man must be about 75, 80. Can you remember the hat? Give him a hat, and he was like, whoa. Took off.
He comes out like this, doesn't he? And he's only about 3'2".
I know. And he, like, we give him a hat from Exclusively, I think it was. And he, no, what did I give him one of my hats? And he took Sacramento koi off. And he chucked that away and put mine on. Was that, well done, boy. I said, fuck Sacramento koi.
Jack,
Taz got a good size head on it and a big mouth on that fish.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think people get used to seeing Shinoda now. You know, the body on this itself, it's an extremely young fish. It's got a lot of growth to come, and you know, markings wise, it's there. It's not a checkerboard, right? But you know, it's not the top quality fish. But I'm not asking top quality money.
No, that's a nice fish, mate. And what people can see is it's got like, it's got black peck fins, which is quite nice. It's got like a bit of a ray of Sorogian 1, but that's cool. But like what you can see is on the memoir there, and the pattern on its shoulder, that's definitely gonna like close up. Imagine that wide lightning strike through it. That's gonna be, it's just gonna enhance it. It's gonna be a better fish, definitely next year in a heated pond with some good sake in it.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I know Jack feeds sake anyway, but you know, you can't really talk the Hyatsuri or Hyatsuri up too much, because what you see is what you get. There's going to be a bit of development with the soon because of this. You know, but one thing that they do is they respond really well to sake color food. In fact, to a point where they become extremely well vibrant, just because of sake does what sake does. You know, so you know, if you can intensify that color. In fact, if I could turn the contrast up, which I don't, but if I could, then you'd see a completely different looking fish. But I think, you know, we've talked this one to death, and I'm going to sell that one to Jack. For 50
well done, Jack, mate.
He's a good lad, is Jack. I've got to work out how to do this bit now.
See, I think you should give Jack a free pond bomb with that fish.
No.
Jack, ask him in store. I'll sort it out for you.
The Fuji.
I won't be invited again. Sorry, Jack. I can't do that.
Well,
I like to give people bargains. I like to give. It's nice. Especially when it doesn't come from my pocket. It's awesome.
I mean, I don't doubt that we like to give people bargains, right? So
that was a bargain. 50 quid.
That was a bargain.
Mate, that was a bargain. You know, that's definitely a steal of the night. You know, it's you win some, you lose some.
Honestly, mate, if I didn't have to pay the shipping, if I was like next door to you, I would have bought that to put my grow on for 50 quid. 60 quid. I'm not lying to you. I would have paid 100 quid for that to go on my grow on.
Okay, sold 100 quid.
No. I just don't want to pay shipping.
No, I'm joking, buddy. I'm joking. Hang on, where's these comments? Because I ain't been looking. Right, let's have a quick look who's in the house now. We're starting to get warmed up a bit. MJH, well in, mate. Thanks for joining us. Family carp fishing in evening, all obviously from.
Oh, mate, where's your carp fishing lake? Can I come down for a little bit of a session?
I don't know. We're looking at that flag. What's that flag?
I think he's
Sweden, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is that Sweden?
No,
I might be wrong.
Blue and yellow, isn't it, Sweden? Come on, someone to know in the comments anyway.
I'm sure it's Sweden. It's a Nordic country anyway. It's going to be cold.
If we haven't been to war there, then if I ain't been to war there, I tend not to know the flag. To be
no, I know. Yeah, it's mate. When you've been shot in a country, you tend to like remember the flags.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you know. In fact, you should have that flag tattooed on you. Vicky's in the house.
Flags tattooed on me.
Simon, Colin Holland. So you feeding my fish good and Hikari. So Colin, I had Rick from New Forest Koi up last week on Tuesday. He come to collect his winnings, and we sexed all of the what they called the golden corn out back at Taniguchi. and everyone in there's female. Guess what's swimming around in the main pond that you bought? The only male. So, you know, if you're looking to pick another fish, let me know and I'll speak to Rick. But yeah, I am, and it's looking banging, by the way. Good evening, Gaz. Again, look, Colin Holland. Lee has lowered his ears. Have you lowered your ears?
Yes.
I don't know, mate. I'm not sure. I've had a bit of a tighter haircut up here. I don't normally go. It's almost like a Hitler cut, but yeah.
Okay,
Not really. I'm not a fan of him, but like, you know.
So I mean, might as well throw a
If
question
anything,
in
it'd be
there.
Stalin, but
So, Wheels Koi and Wire Trees question: Shinoda versus others. What's the difference? Lee, what's the difference?
mate, I'm no expert, but
No, but
everyone,
you've been over enough.
I think Shinoda's. I don't know the bloodlines. I don't know what he's done, but you know, everyone kind of knows Hiyatsuri's genuinely from.
Shinoda is his
Shinoda is probably the one.
speciality.
Yeah, it is. You know, but he's got into Deutsch now, isn't he? He's gone to Deutsch like Go Sanke, which is like he's amazing at that as well. And all I know is, you know, people, yeah, they're cool.
It's the quality in the fish that's different. The long. I can't say the word.
Longevity.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just the bloodline
quality
that they use. They've got it right.
And the size that they get up to. You know, he specializes in it. When you've got like a Fuji, for instance, that sort of does everything, is not an operation that specializes in one particular breed or variety. Sorry, he just needs to earn some dollar, and he produces some banging fish. You know,
I think they enjoy it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, but yeah, Shinoda's Hiyatsuri are pretty banging. Not to say that there's no other good Hiyatsuris there, because there is. Like, you know what I mean?
Of course there is, mate. You know, it's like what dictates a kohaku, where you buy a kohaku from. So many breeders do a kohaku. They've all got differences, but actually,
hang on, my sister's at the door. 1 minute.
Oh, I hope she's brought you pizzas. But truth be known, if you're not into your bloodlines, you're not a showman. And that, as long as you like what the fish does, if it's coming from Japan, it's going to be a decent fish, to be quite honest. Right, let's have a look at the next fish. Where should we go with this one? Let's go with this one. Just to put it up on screen, I've got to do a banner now. Mizzy Ogon.
That's nice.
You like these guys, eh?
I do, mate, yeah.
I can't bloody find it. There it is. Right, starting this off on 55 quid. Huge amount of fish. These are quite. These come across to the UK in little spats, and from what I understand, there's not many of them knocking about at the minute.
That's it.
This fish, I knew you've got grub, haven't you? You got food, haven't you?
My mum's just given me a cheese and onion pie.
Oh, luck.
My sister just knocked on the door. Get away from that pie, boo. Hey. Dog's gonna
had a cheese and onion pie. Dog's just nailed it.
Where's this from, Kraft?
Hirasawa. So for those people, Hirasawa.
Which Hirasawa, not Elf Boy?
Shag, yeah. These fish predominantly get big for a scaleless variety. These fish are well known to getting big, and if you just look at the size of the head on this fish, on its own, it's going to tell you the rest of the body will follow the size of that head. The zipper is complete, full, very dark, all the way down the back, and again with time, bit of colour food as well. You don't have to feed colour food, but if you do, you will intensify that colour massively. Starting bid at £55. If no one wants it, I'll put it back in the ponds. I ain't got a problem.
So that is Hirasawa, Elf Boy Hirasawa.
See you later, boss.
Elf Boy.
Hirasawa, Elf Boy.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Quite a big thing last year. These people dipped into these. I kept a couple behind out the way. I got them late last year. I think I've got one left in store other than this one now. I don't like to keep all the stock on show. It's always nice to have a couple of bits just put out the way. And this is one of them. So, if you're looking for some to add a huge amount of colour into your pond, these are the fish to get. If you join us at the National, I'm hoping that there'll be one of these at the National. There often is one of these that gets showed, and it's big, and a lot of people do marvel at them. I mean, metallic Deutz fish look absolutely mint.
I just think there's something a little bit different to your average go Sanke. It's just a little something with a bit nice zip, nice quality, good clean head, nice body shape. They're just nice little fish to go. Well, I'm saying not a little fish because they do grow quite good.
Yeah,
And that one that I had was growing quite well. But they are a nice fish.
When you see a larger metallic fish like in Aoki or something like that, they are quite impressive. That's actually a nice fish. It's got like a nice Aragoki scaling, and the black, the Aragoki like sumu scaling is quite nice down it. The head's got a nice pattern across the eyes and stuff.
It's balanced scales, isn't it? All the way down its zip.
It's one of them fish people. If these become the next big thing, everybody would jump on them. They're different. Yeah. Last year they flew out of our ponds, and I'll put it this way: there was a number one in front of that starting bid, and people took them. This fish was one of the better ones because I do keep some of the best ones behind because I like to. But if no one's going to take it, we'll move on. I've got no problem.
Do you want to make a starting bid at 55 quid on this little fish?
So, single coloured, have you got any Deutz fish?
No. But I'll let you into a secret.
Just bear with, mate. So Mike's put that he'll take it. Mike, if you want to bid, all you need to do is write down how much you're going to pay for it. So the starting bid on this, there is no bids at the moment, is £55. So if you put £55 in, and no one else then bids it up, I will sell the fish. Whoever's last on screen will take it. All you then have to do is either come into the store or ring the office to make payment and arrange collection or delivery. So Mike's in at 55. Thank you very much, Mike. I'll tell you what, if you take that for 55, that beats Jack's fish from earlier on even. So this is the Mizuho one. So go on, let us into a secret, Lee.
Oh yeah, I'm considering. I actually fell in love with Deutz fish in the February trip. When I was in Shinoda, and I've been Prada Boy, Marushin, like they both kind of like specialize in that variety. And I've seen some special Go Sanke Deutz up there, and I think next year. I think I'm going to get a box, and I'm gonna study those growing next year in one of my ponds. I think
that'd be interesting to see what you can do with them. To be fair,
something's just come to mind. So when we're looking at Deutz fish, we're looking slightly different at the body structure because Deutz fish predominantly don't get huge like the scaled brothers and sisters. Okay, Ogon do carry the gene to get big. So in order to get a really good sort of profile in the fish as it gets bigger, what we're looking for is a nice size head like this one, because obviously that's part of the bone structure, but we're not looking for the shoulders to be big. We're looking for quite long and slender. So when we look at this, as that fish obviously gets bigger, starts putting body on, because we've already got the slender look on the toes eye, it will hold its shape a lot better as it gets bigger. And that's one reason why this one was selected out in comparison to others.
I think a lot of Deutz fish, if you're not careful, if you go for a big body as well, they get quite like a stumpy fat body, don't they?
They take out more after the traditional carp, don't they? Where they've got that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it looks more like a leather carp would.
So that is the body structure you need if you want to get something to look nice.
On a younger fish, you want that. So you've got a decent size, like when you look at the tail tube, it's long and slender.
Nice taper.
Yes, that's the word. Thank
The
you.
body's going to come.
So if otherwise, you will end up like with a pasty or a rugby ball. That's what happens to happen as the fish gets, into its 50s and 60s in sea areas. But let's give this a couple of minutes then, because it's doing.
Still with Mike at 65 on Facebook bid.
No, it's not. That's a third bid in. He's come back in off of Colin Harwood that bid in 60. So 65. Come on, son. That's a good price. 100 people watching, 2 likes, guys. If you like what you're seeing, give us a like. Going to try and bring these as often as I possibly can, staff permitting, obviously, and how busy we are at the shop. Why this is going on, just people looking. Increment bids are £2.50 on this fish, not a problem. So don't let it swim away for the sake of £2.50, guys, because I promise
Don't let it swim away. That was clever.
65 quid anywhere else. Been getting ready for the show, mate. Starting the preparations for the show already as well. I think we've just lost Lee there. Oh, he's back again.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, well, put it this way, I did not realise some of the stuff.
Come on,
Hello?
£2.50 if you're interested. You there, Lee? We can hear you.
Hello?
Hello, Lee. Can you hear us? he just wants to eat his cheese and onion pie. That's what it is.
I mean, can you hear me?
Yep.
You can. I can't hear you. Okay.
Yep. Can you hear me, Gaz?
Yeah, hear you fine, mate.
That's cool. Okay, then. So, Mike Sullivan, well done. You're the winner of that fish, my friend. Let's just do that one there. So I'm assuming as you tuned in on Facebook, you're probably on Perfect Aquatics website. If you are and you're local, give the store a call, please, on the number you see going across the bottom. And basically, my friend, if you want to come in, it's obviously a free pickup. If you don't, then it's £25 delivery, and then just pay over the phone, pay your delivery fee, and we will arrange to get it shipped out. Yours is coming tomorrow, guys, eh?
It is, mate. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm back.
We can hear you.
Magical.
Great. Brilliant. There we are.
Magical.
No, my mate's just texted
If
me.
in doubt,
I'm
Lee, if you ever get it like that and it drops off, just disconnect, re-hit the link, and come back again.
Okay.
This way, trying to take, it's just internet dropout.
Right,
No, it's just like when someone rings you, it just like cuts off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it disconnects you. So you took a call, makes your screen go black. When you tried to come back, you're deaf. You can't hear her. Yeah. Squeaky's just to drop off, come back.
Okie dokie. Right, let's have a quick look. Which way should we go here? Done that one.
Everybody was saying Sanke. Have you got a Sanke? I couldn't see them all because I was.
Mate, you've actually got a really nice Sanke. Sanke. Can you remember old Yamabuki?
Sanke yet? Do I?
You can remember Yamabuki? Sanke.
Sanke.
Mate, Yamaguchi's awesome. He just sits there with his vape and he goes, Sanke. Mate, all the breeders have got their funny little like things, isn't they? Do you know what I mean? Like Otsuka's little wobble when he comes into the greenhouse and stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, Dragon Ball.
There we go.
Dragon Ball.
Maritime.
I've been sitting on this year. So
that's a Tancho.
It's not a Tancho.
It is a Maritime. I thought if it were Maritime, it didn't have to have any other colours in other than what the spot colour is throughout the body.
So if it was a Tancho, mate, it'd have no heat further down the body.
So it'd just be pure.
Yeah.
Right.
So Maritime is a term used. Is a term used to identify fish, basically. So so for instance, if you had a 3-step or a 4-step or
well done, Jack.
Whatever, it's the Maritime is an identifying piece. So that's where it comes from. So I'm told. I believe, the books that I read are written by the Japanese. So therefore, to me, it's going to look mental. So Sam reckons it looks evil. Quite like the fact that you've got an evil-looking koi in your pond jack at the minute who's leading on 80. So Dragon Ball then. So those people that don't know what this line's all about, Sakai Fish Farm, which is obviously the leading, let's say, koi breeder, especially down this sort of route with regards to Sanke, offer an extremely fast-growing koi that holds an extremely top-end body structure. With regards to this fish, this is, I think, a third generation from memory, where Sakai, what he's basically done is worked on the variety, because Sanke are one of the hardest fishes. Sorry, Pete. Fish. One of the hardest to read when they're young. So you get something called baby sumi, which is the black on the fish will appear nice, bright, vibrant. At the start of its life. So when you get a tozai in, quite often baby sumi is on show. And what will happen over time, that will retract back behind the skin, tighten up, and then take time to then push back through. But when it generally did, it will come back real high quality black colouring. On top of that, the Dragon Boy ball line was produced so the sumi didn't retract as much, so therefore it was easier to read. That's the best way of sort of, without sort of pushing up the Dragon Ball part of it too much, but it's there, so what you see is a very good indication of what you're going to get. So,
and the sumi should be sat towards the outer edges of each benny plate.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's quite often you're looking for sumi on shiroji, black on white, black coming over the colour, i.e. the heat, and then overlapping onto both. You're looking for a bit of everything across the whole.
But the more subtle patches as it steps down the body, more subtle rather than big banded clumps.
No, it's really, I've got Dragon Ball line at a heavy sumi, some completely light sumi, some with very small spots of subo sumi only.
That's the one. That's the one.
Again, it's more personal taste as it is with Sanke across all the varieties. I'm more of a traditionalist where you have mainly white, some red, and a little bit of black in the right places.
Yeah.
But some people like heavy sumi.
Heavy sumi set as well.
And it doesn't take away. So, on showfish, what we're looking for, in showfish is getting all of the qualities up: the sumi, the shiroji, and the benny plate all popping at the same time. I mean, when you're looking at the development of this fish, let's take away from the body. It's coming from Sakai. It's obviously got a very good profile. The fins are clean at the moment. However, you should be getting a couple of streaks into them. That will appear. It's only a young fish. The sumi that you're seeing on there is actually very good. It's quite a light video, to be honest. But there is underlying sumi on this fish that will come. The kiwa, which is the back end, i.e. the scale there's the tail end, is nicer than the scallop. So you've got that there. And the sashi is very tight as well. One thing this fish will benefit from is a little bit of colour food to really deepen that benny up a little bit.
Just to explain for those that don't know, Krafty, between the sachet that you've got and you just said then is the back of the scale.
Right, so the sachet is the front end, the head end of the pattern.
The back one again.
Right, so that's kiwa.
The kiwa. So the kiwa is the back of the pattern coming out of the colour.
Yeah, so what you're looking, there's different types of kiwa, but the one that we're looking for when we're looking for higher grade is that it's a scalloped. I can't remember the terminology off the top of my head, but it's a scallop round each and every scale. You can get kiwa that actually run Marizumi. Thank you, Lee. You can get the kiwa that actually cuts through half the scale as well.
Yeah, so it goes. Yeah, I'm with you.
But as long as it's a nice crisp finish in there. It doesn't want to be breaking. It don't want to be getting messy. However, The sashi is the shady area, like the shadow that sits underneath the color. Now, what we're looking for there is it doesn't need to be 2 or 3 scale any more than 2 or 3 scales deep, but it must have a nice continual line. That is your underlying color in that actual part of the fish.
Yeah.
So as it progresses, that will push. It shows that it's deep in the skin. It will come and it will tighten up in time. So, you know, for me, an exceptional fish this is. The bit that sort of, other than the marathon spot, other than it's a Sanke, because I'm a sucker for them, the black that sits in the dorsal fin really, really, for me, makes this fish look fantastic towards the tail end. You know, it sort of sets it apart.
So I really like this fish. Obviously, the body is really nice. What size is it?
It's only 25 cm at the moment, but it's only in this year, mate. So
yeah, so I really like the fish. Obviously, the Suroji and the Sumi's coming nice on it. The Sumi towards so the Benny is like a little bit flat at the moment, but like you said, with color food, that hopefully will like come back. It's got a couple of rogues.
A young fish, Lee.
Yeah. Okay. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. With colour food, this is just going to get better. There's
the roe scales
will be met
with Sumi, mate. That Sumi will come on that, and it will change the profile of that fish when it does.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm just about to say now. Like, there's a couple of rogue Benny scales towards the back, but you can see the Sumi come in. So I would hope, if I bought that fish, that Benny would be, those rogue Benny scales would be overwhelmed with Sumi. Because I think when that Sumi comes up at the back end towards the Odame and the peduncle area, that's going to be really nice. And obviously with the dorsal fin, you've got like you've got the black Sumi starting there. Well, it's not Tajime, but it'll be Tajime in the dorsal fin, in the pec fins. But that does enhance it. It does look nice as well. Really nice, to be honest. Yeah, it's a nice fish. That is. It's cool. It's nice. It's got a nice badge. It's got quite a lot of Sumi in it as well,
which is very desirable, and that's got to come yet. I mean, if I put another a year and a half on this fish, right now, bearing in mind you've got to see for the future on these sort of fish. You don't want a finished article, all right. Basically,
let me give a little tip. Let me give I don't know, like a little thing to everyone, because people get confused with the sashi and the kiwa. So if everyone remembers that sashi is the start of the dan, so sashi and the start, both starts with an S. So you can remember it's the sashi, it's the start of the dan, and the kiwa is the end of it. I always think of the kiwa as being the end of it, like a car flying down the motorway. That's how I remember all these. It's like army, isn't it? Like, you know, where you like learn all of these things, like, you know, FBI agent and all that kind of stuff. Full brief individual as an order.
So the peduncle, Lee. In fact, Gaz, what do you see the peduncle?
So the peduncle is like the back of the fish when it goes
into
the
tail end of the fish, leading from after the dorsal to the tail.
There you go. You're looking that when we say the peduncle, then you've got the odame, which is basically the tail stop where it meets the fin. Okay. So just to understand the anatomy, so to speak. But wow, £150 Colin's in. Well done, Colin. Colin, if you get this fish, you won't be disappointed with this fish, mate.
This is a fish to learn a lot from. It has got a lot of underlying Sumi on it to come.
It's got a lot of development to come.
You've got the back end, which is good.
Yeah.
You've really got to look where it's going. The Sumi that's there already is really good quality. It's not retracted back in the skin, but the stuff that is underlying, you can see like in the middle of the dorsal fin on the left hand side, the bottom of the screen now, it's just starting to come. Again, it's all about patience with a Sumi build upon a fish. You know, you're looking 4 or 5 years to get a finished article. But
a nice high KH and a low temperature, and that Sumi will start coming out.
Oh, yeah. That's suck it out, mate. Suck it out. Colin Holland
is a nice, deep, rich, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna come. It's like the Momotaro fish, mate. You know, when I sold them last year, I had people turning them down for the price I sold them because it weren't deep enough red. But then when you see the fish that got returned, you know, after a year, that red was so deep, mate. It's like, it's young Benny, man. You've got to allow that skin to keep growing.
And to be honest, the intensity of the Benny actually at that age is probably indicating it might be female, which is a positive thing anyway. And as long as the Benny from the head all the way through the fish is consistent, whether it's soft or intense, really doesn't make that much of a difference. As long as it's all uniformed, happy days. It's the same as the sashi. As long as the sashi, if it's like a scale deep or a scale and a half deep, as long as it's consistent all the way across the different dams, happy days. It doesn't make a difference. It just means the fish is going to finish later on in its life, maybe when it's yonsai or something. So, it's something to look forward to then, isn't it?
For longer.
Yeah, something to look forward to for longer. Yeah, you know.
People are put off by the pattern that's leaking into the dorsal, don't we? Because it's part of the pattern in this fish. You know, that's
going to be good. When that sumi comes up, that's going to make the fish the back end. It's going to balance it out.
100%, and it so will. I mean, personally, I'd like to see this fish in 3 years' time, where it finishes.
I would be interested. Yeah.
You know, Sakai.
It's got nice pec fins as well. It's got like really nice shaped pec fins.
Yeah.
Good body on it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it's got a lovely body on it.
It's a Sakai fish. You know, no one can moan at it, can they? You know.
I mean,
Mate,
let's go back.
Feed that Greg's and it'd be good looking in 10 years' time.
If you go back to basics on it, it's got the perfect body on it. It's bang on. It's got good skin luster. The pattern will follow and will come. And that's exactly what you should be looking for in a coin.
Yep.
Textbook.
You know,
it's nice. Ideally, another nice Benny Dan towards the back end would be
but when the sumi comes,
perfect. But then you've got to think to yourself, if it did have the perfect pattern, it'd probably be in Ryuki's place in Narita's. So do you know what I mean? You like, it is what it is. You've got to like balance up, you know, how much it is and what koi it is. But that's a lot of koi for what it's going for at the moment, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's a nice koi, that was. I'd love to have that in my pond now and watch that for the next 12 months. Get that fed up.
And have it at 60 cm.
Oh, mate, within 12 months, that would be pushing 65, I reckon.
I'd like to think that the sumi that sits under the dorsal as we're looking at it now, I'd like to see that will push down into the tail tube and surround those two rogue scales, as you called them earlier, Lee.
Yeah.
And just so that the Benny sits off it. And it will almost look like that Benny is part of the second or the third dam.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
It will join it up and it will again change what that picture looks like, I think.
Yeah.
You know, for me, that's what I'll be looking forward to seeing.
That's all luck of the draw, though, isn't it? That's
the gamble.
That's the gamble, isn't it?
I mean, 1980s Jamie Lee Curtis.
175 quid in the right pond with that pattern come up properly there. That could be a good fish for the national in a few years' time.
You know, it's definitely there, isn't it? But don't look like we've got anyone that wants to take us on. So I am going to call 2 minutes on this now.
Dr.
If, like I say, guys, those people that are new to this, if we put a 2 minute timer on, if a new bid comes in, I will restart the timer just to allow people to respond if they want to bid it up a bit.
What's the bids increments on this one, Kraft?
£5, mate.
We go, Colin. There you go. £5 to steal it, mate.
Right, so 2 minutes starts now. I've just found my stopwatch.
Boom.
Yeah, I've just.
Was that countdown, wasn't
it? I did an NND Sanke to my pond at home. Nice.
Mate, my NND Sanke is looking so sweet. I can't wait to put that in the vat in the national.
You're going to be coming on with more and more rosettes and trophies, then, yeah?
No. It's not about that, mate. I'm really excited to show. Realistically, I'm really excited to show Kev and Ryan the progression of them. I don't really care what they do, but I want them to see them in the flesh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
mate, I'm looking forward to seeing them in the flesh.
Oh, well, and you, obviously. Do you mean I'm looking forward to like people that's been down and seen the fish because, mate, I've really tried hard this year, mate, to like try to max out the amount of food I could put in that pond without it getting literally like toxic, like sludge.
Yeah. Well, to be fairly, you've kept off the water clarity somewhat and just let the food do the business.
Oh, mate, my water clarity, mate. I tell you what, I've had a drunk piss clear.
1 minute.
That.
Thing is,
1
though,
minute,
it's
100
not,
mate,
it's
to move
not
on.
what's needed when you're trying to achieve what you're achieving, though, is it? It's
No.
hard
I tell
to
you
do
what,
from
though.
inside, isn't it?
Last time I was up Ryan's, he gave me a Colombo product called Water Clear or something. I don't know what it is. I literally was going to have a little play around with it tonight. I don't know what it does, but it's a new product, I think, that just, well, it's called Water Clear. So we'll see what it does, isn't it?
Oh,
But
there
we'll
we
see.
go.
I think
Oh.
Colombo sent it to him just to trial. So, well, I thought, yeah, go on, he gave me one. I thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to have a go. See what it's like.
Mr.
See what it
Tate.
does like. Be interesting to know.
So the
Mr.
style
Tate.
stream you're talking about, is it crossed from the Toshio Sakai Atarashi Sumi bloodline? PS evening all. Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to say next.
But you can't go too in depthly because people just.
Well,
get
you know,
blind.
like that's right. We've got to start like talking to Alan, mate. You know, he's just talking double Dutch, isn't he? There.
Oh, by the way, I sent you an answer to my homework.
Right, that is sold to whoever it was. Jack was the last person for 175. Well done, Jack, my man. That's his second fish of the night, guys. Jack will sweep up as well. He's got a banging pond.
Mate, Jack, have you got a VAT at the National?
He hasn't.
Shocking. Next year, mate. I want to see those sunglasses walking around.
Yeah, Jack,
Showground.
do us a favour, mate. Next year, 12 months' time, let's have another look at that fish because that'd be great to have a look at again, see how it develops.
So let's just take Jack's mug off. Let's have a look where he
Oh,
is.
talking about mugs, I'm getting a new mug made for the National. Desert Cam.
Well, I expect to have one here, mate.
All right.
Just saying. I've
Desert
still not got a
camouflage.
golden mug off you, and Alan Tate has. I'm really quite annoyed about that, to be perfectly honest.
Alan Tate doesn't call me a knob.
Have you not got Mr. Hadfield's coffee cup?
I've got coffee cups,
He's got
but
bloody loads, mate. He's just not
it's
special
supposed to be
enough for
like
a Willy
busy
Wonka
mates,
one.
and he still ain't squared me away, mate. It's terrible. So Richard first, an evening, Kraft, Alan and Lee. Good evening, Richard, my friend.
All right, Rich.
Alan Tate, evening jigs. Just jigs, not everyone. That's out of order. But Jack's come back to say he's not confident enough to show, which, you know,
Why? Don't be daft.
I actually know that we have got right. So while we're on it, BKKS, their koi
Stats.
show
You got
is at
stats.
the end of June, 29th and 30th of June. Perfect Aquatics is attending. Lee's showing. Gaz is going to be there as well. We was pushing for people to join. If you remember, Lee, we've been pushing.
Yeah. How many people's joined?
So I haven't got exact numbers, but we have seen a massive peak of people joining the actual club.
Right. So before we finish this live, we're going to do about half an hour, just like question time. I've just told you that now, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to go and get the T-shirt from upstairs from Danichi Toyota to show you everyone that's joined the BKKS in the last. How long have I been pushing it? Well, we've been pushing it 4 weeks since I came back from Japan.
Yeah, probably.
They should have a BKKS number from when they join. Now, my next video, I want you to all put your BKKS number on there, and then I will pick a winner from that. And yeah, you can have the T-shirt. I'll go and get it in a minute. But there's the last one. It's really cool as well. I like it.
Yeah, mate, awesome. I love them little things. But yeah, I spoke to a couple of people. I'm hoping to get figures so we know exactly. But I do know that all of a sudden there was a big big rush, and it's not the normal trickle they see. It was like a big light tidal
That's
wave.
good, mate. That's good, mate. It's your hobby. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's 70. Is it 17 quid or something like that? You know,
17 quid. It gives you a reduced price into the National Koi Show.
well, and
It
I think
opens you up into a members area, and this is something that is worth paying the money for, because there's literature supplied by the BKKS for all sorts of different things. There's even YouTube videos of how Nishikigoi actually come into the world, and it's a real. There's this bloke on it. It's about 390, right? You know, and you think, wow. And when you actually see the originals, like from back in the day, it's sort of open your eyes. But if there's clubs that join, you can go on to courses, but you can't do it as individuals. They only take like group bookings. There's exclusive discounts for lots of different sorts of things that you can only get as a BKKS member. So for 17 quid, you know, not only are you supporting the hobby, and it allows you to put bigger, better shows on, or even more if we can, then, you know, that's only going to make it better for it and give us all something to do. And I've just seen Alan. Right, I need to cancel my membership and then rejoin to enter Lee's t-shirt giveaway. Mate, it's about
it's a cool t-shirt, dude.
To be fair, I always see you in the same clobber.
I mean,
it's a cool t-shirt.
It does also partially go towards Mr. Tate's dry cleaning pill for his actual official uniform for when he's judging.
I know. Well, mate, have you seen him when he's setting up the actual? Mate, he looks like a right northern tramp when he's not in his like kit.
When you try to get him on camera next time when you're there, see if you can get him smirking, see if you can get a smile out of him or an acknowledgement when he's judging. It's hard.
Right, here we go then. On to the next lot.
This is nice. This something different.
Right, something different, because reason why I put this in, I've got some messages on Facebook about Makashi Ogon, where you can buy them in Tozai, and you see Chags at Tozai, you don't tend to see Makashi Ogon. I've got a limited amount of these in the shop, but this one really stood out to me because of the base color. You know, it's really yellow. Some of them are darker, however, known to get ginormous just because where they're from. What they do. And those people that don't know, single coloured fish, it gets very big, it's extremely young, and all you've got to do on this fish, as you see as it zooms in, the size of that head is absolutely ginormous. These fish are not very old. With regards to Tozai, they're very young Tozai. As it starts, they get big and they get wide, and they're as greedy as Chigoi. So what we expect from this is this fish will darken with time across the scaled areas. But what you will see when the fukurin starts to overlap the scale, that yellow, the key, will really intensify, and you will get this extremely beautiful looking black background with a bright yellow web pattern going across the top. And they look stunning when they're big. I mean, we've got the Gin Rim version in the shop. I'd like to see some of these grown out, but when we look at this fish, it's extremely nice, clean head. The reticulation, I would not say is very high quality, but it's a good quality. There's nothing taken away from it. Fairly well balanced all the way through. It's got a very good profile going down. The fins obviously are not overshaped, i.e. oversized. They're in proportion for the body as well, and they're what I would expect to be. So what you'll find on these is that the rays will get little black streaks into them, and when they really spread out and catch the sunlight, they look absolutely fantastic. So only asking for £50 as a starting bid on this fish. Increments £2.50. So
it is clean. Yeah, very clean.
There's a small mark on the left-hand side, but again, don't let it put you off. It's a young fish. It's still got to develop. It's still got to grow. It's not going to carry that through. It'd be banging, honest to God. The colour, again, probably don't do it justice. It's a lot more vibrant on like skin quality. Absolutely fantastic in the shop itself. But thoughts on this, Gaz, for you, because he's probably more your type of fish, I think.
It's nice, mate. I mean, I like it. That's, you know, when we were talking with this would in fact, Jack, this would make a really nice fish to set alongside the first one which you picked up.
Yeah, true.
I just think the contrast with the orange and the yellow, when you see them side by side each other, they just look absolutely mint. When you see them shoaling up together, the colour-wise just pops like mad in your pond. That's what I like about the key. It's nice, bright, vibrant. And like you said, when it gets that nice robing pattern coming through on it, it's going to look banging as that. For me, do you know what I like about it more? When the pecks get the individual black lines throughout each ray as it goes through it, and then you see the lead up the dorsal and up the tail where it has that black highlighted mark. Yeah. That's what I think sets them off. I think they just look mint when they're bigger fish and that stands out nice and vibrant. The sumi on it, it'll just black line just stands out mint. Look good. Yeah. I think they're lovely fish. It's just because you don't see that every day a week, do you? You tell me when last time you walked into a koi shop and saw something like that.
You don't. I mean, one thing you made a reference to there, Gaz, was the colour. So yellow is a fish colour that should be added into any koi pond.
100%.
Really, for one reason only, and that is to really provide a balance of colours, because they're very red, white, and black heavy, irrespective.
Yeah, always are, aren't they?
When you throw a yellow fish in, those people that come into the shop, the mixed tanks I've got, if you have a look at the Go Sanke tanks, first tank on the right as you come in, I've got something on my screen.
Forest at 55.
First tank you see when you come in on the right hand side, I've got Go Sanke in there, and I've purposely put a couple of key Atsuri in there. And the reason for that is just simply to show how different they look, and they stand out a treat.
It does. It really does. That's why I think it's really nice to have a Yamabuki. That's why when I had the orange Misiogon, or the Misiogon, and then the key. Is it a key Misiogon? And I had both of those, one in orange and one in the yellow. Those side by side, when you've got them at side of like a shower or a Sanke or a kohaku, they really do stand out, but it makes the rest of the pond's colours a lot more vibrant. I mean, if you drop out yellow in the middle of a pond, that's all Go Sanke. All those Go Sanke just seem emphasised. I think it does anyway.
No, it certainly does. I mean, the body on the fish itself, it shows that it's going to get a big fish. There's a good chance this could be a female. There's no guarantees. You know, you're obviously looking at that now. If we got someone like Rick on here that's put in £55 on this, you know, he knows what he's looking at. He's probably going to be using it for a breeding program, knowing Rick. But £55 with Rick at New Forest Koi. Looking for £2.50 increment bids, £57.50 if you want to take it home. Cheap price. I think it's a very cheap fish at the minute.
Yeah. Dave Bradley agrees there. I just think, sets them off banging.
Rick, are you riding a bike tonight as you're bidding? So you've been quietly, not your type of fish?
No, it's not, mate. No, to be honest, but I do appreciate it's got a clean head, which has been stated already. And, you know, you can really see, even though it's a young fish, you can, like on the backbone there, you can see the fukurin starting to develop already. So, yeah, but, you know, I don't know much about that variety. I'm not going to lie. So there's no point me piping up, really, is it?
That's the thing, though, is it doesn't have to be everybody's cup of tea, does it? That's what makes us all different. We all like different stuff, don't we?
And that's why I put such a vast array of different types of fish on. You know, I think a lot of the time you can be, you know, we cater for the masses at this shop, you know, from people that have never kept koi all the way through to seasoned vets, you know, with regards to extremely high quality koi. There's got to be a starting point for everyone. And if I don't see anything on 2 minutes, I will sell this to Rick. 2 minutes has started now, £55.
It's a nice fish, though. This, you know, it's clean, isn't it? You know.
If you everyone's cup of tea, you'd be a mug.
That's right.
That's
you would
true.
Be.
Yeah, thank you very much, Family Carp Fishing. Love your auction. Although I live in Denmark, he's give away what his flag was now. You provide a great deal of information about the individual fish. Continue the good work. Really
Denmark,
appreciate
did I say Sweden? What a mug.
All
did.
three
I
of
am
the
a
shit
mug, like.
geography out.
But I've not been shot in either of those countries, so I can't remember it.
136 people watching. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Really appreciate that. Only seeing 5 thumbs up though, so please give a
I'll
like.
give him a thumbs up, guys. Go on. I would if I wasn't
I'll
like
give you a
looking
quick
at it on my
refresh,
phone.
Krafty. We'll see what you're at.
Okay, yeah, I'm only seeing 5 on the live, so.
At present, you're at 29, and we've got 122 watching now. So come on, guys.
139 across both
Give
platforms.
that
So
a bit of appreciation.
that's superb. So we've got 50 seconds left. It'll be Rick's. I will start 2-minute timer again, so don't. So Ryan Hughes has bid 28. Ryan, you need to go a bit higher than that, mate. We're currently at 55, my friend.
I think that was the thumbs up he was indicating.
Fair enough. Can't win them all. But okay, don't look like we've got any takers on that. We are down to the last 20 seconds.
Oh, hang about. There we go. Colin Hardwood at 60 quid. Sniping in there.
Mate, start that bid again. Start that 2-minute timer again, mate. So it's not like eBay. We start a timer again to allow the person you try to nick it off even.
There we go. Back at you, Rick. Mr. New Forest guy.
Ryan clearly does a bit of banger racing.
Keep up, old man, Krafty. 65 from Rick. There you go. See, there you go. This is
That's
a
how you do it. Bang it straight back in.
This is a gentleman from New Forest Koi bidding on a fish. That's telling you that's a nice fish. So if you want it and you're interested, Colin, those sniper shots aren't going to work anymore.
Thank you, Mick. Clearly a brilliant bloke because you've got the same surname. So appreciate your comments, mate. Very kind. So down to 1 minute. Let's have a look. What's Ray saying? Good old Ray. Agree with Krafty. I have 2 of these and they're as greedy as hell and the growth has been very impressive. In my opinion, looks great in the pond too. Couldn't agree more with you, mate. They are greedy. Very aggressive fish, i.e. like to dominate. So £70 now with Colin Harwood. Well done, mate. So let's start that off again. 2 minutes, off you go. Just to keep it rolling, otherwise you'll sit here all night. 146 people in the house. That is banging. 146. Imagine if 146 people were sat in front of you on chair.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. You don't think of that, do you? Really, like like it's just a number on here, but actually, like physically having those people present, yeah, it's quite impressive.
It's a nice amount of people. I think what we could do is link them to your channels as well. I think so if you could probably make a couple of quid off it, Gus.
Yeah, you can do the share through now, can't you? On it, 75 from Rick at New Forest Koi.
Thank you, Rick. Really appreciate that, mate. We're going to go again to 2 minutes. Off we go.
As Rebecca says there, what ogon isn't greedy?
Not all ogons are, to be perfectly honest. When you start looking down the Benigoi route, and not all of them are very greedy. Guz will know.
Yeah, I would say it's probably quite good, actually.
Colin's backing at 80, Rick.
We've got a bit of a battle going on here.
Yeah. So there you go, Colin. That is sold to you, my friend, for £80. I'll tell you what, we've got another 1.5 minutes. Let's see if anybody else wants it. Might as well run the one. It's 1.5 minutes. So Platinum Ogon was putting on average 1 inch growth per month last year.
Yeah, my Platinum Ogon's now not growing ever. It's fertilizer now in my Platinum Ogon.
That's a shame, mate. But to be fair, that's what happened. 151 people now. It's growing. That's what happens when you hit the like button. It starts to recommend the stream.
Recommends the stream. It pushes it out to a wider audience, and more people come and experience what we're doing. I mean, even if you don't like it, it's still worth whacking it just to support. If there's fish that you don't like, that is, you're not interested in making a bid, help support the channel.
No, not yet.
Ah. And it's free, Dr. Kempo. You are 100% right. Everything
Not the fish. The fish is not free. Just the entertainment. We don't charge for that. Otherwise, imagine if it was a pound entrance. That'd be 156 quid. That wouldn't be bad. That is sold to you, Colin, my friend. Well done. And that's nice.
Note, when we're talking about actually content creators putting out content, there isn't a single content creator that hasn't gone out of his way, time, effort, and money to put content together which has cost their pocket week in, week out. I think personally myself, every bit of entertainment that I watch on YouTube, if I've enjoyed watching it, it gets a thumbs up. And the reason being is because I know what people put into it, what they do, what they invest. Traveling up and down the motorways all over the place, going places to view them, see them, and it's all at a cost. And at least
it's all for the love.
Give a little bit of a support and a bit of appreciation.
100%, mate. I mean, it's because we enjoy what we do.
It is, mate. Yeah, 100%.
You know, and there's one thing I can say. There's, you know, for me, I got into the business through YouTube. Lee extremely got in with a couple of decent dealers, got yourself to Japan. Yourself with your live gas, with all the top end sort of people joining your bench and whatnot, mate. It's it's quality. And if we didn't do it, can you imagine how boring the hobby would be? You know.
Yeah, it does make it, but even now, I always go, I don't comment on many people's videos. I don't. I put a thumbs up, but I don't comment often. But I do wake up in the morning, go straight on my subs. Mate, I watch Humber Koi, I watch Gaz, I watch for Koi Kicks, Scrags. I watch everyone, Phil. I watch all of them because it's nice. And I put a thumbs up on everyone. I don't comment on everyone, obviously. My dog's trying to shag my leg. Boom. What a couch.
You still miss one.
Krafty, obviously.
I don't do many videos now.
I got a bell for you. It goes, knobhead alert, bing, 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 bing. But I watch all of them and I look forward to it. And, mate, Gaz and Krafty, you are right, mate. It costs a bomb. Dude, I'm trying to get to Japan in October, hopefully for about 4 to 6 weeks, because I want to work on a farm there and I want to do every day a working farm content. But I'm frantically trying to save up to get some money behind me to be able to go and fund my life here when I'm not making money there. And the only reason I'm doing it is to put the content on YouTube. I don't even know why I do it.
Fun. You enjoy it. It's a hobby, mate.
I do enjoy it. It's like a hobby, but all hobbies do cost money, to be honest.
They do,
yeah. Anyway, next fish. Come on.
Next fish.
Eric says Lee only like red and white koi.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Actually, you've got a yellow monkey, haven't you? A spawned yellow.
I've got a yellow monkey.
I know. You've got to give me a chance.
And do you know what? Right, I've got a new love affair for Shisui. I'm actually finding Shisui quite sexy.
A good one's nice, but it's got to be a good one.
It's got to be a good one, and trust me, I know a couple of mates over in Japan, aka my mate here. Yusei. Oh.
A Tancho. Where's Aaron?
Look at the Saroji on that then.
Go on, Lee. Kick it off.
Where's it from?
NND, mate.
This
NND,
is it? Okay, yeah. Well,
this is that batch that Makoto took us into after I spent all that money on the Azakari, the 2 lots of Sanke and some and the DK Shiro line that I bought.
Yeah, well, okay, I can't big up NND enough, to be honest, and I don't know why NND are not really way more popular. I talked to Ryan about this, and there's 3 and 4 amazing breeders, and between them, they've probably got about 150 years of breeding koi between them all, and I think it's the name that puts people off. NND sounds a little bit hollow, but they have got Japanese surnames, if that makes it sound better. Do you know what I mean? But they're their establishment and what they do and their knowledge is second to none, you know, and their bloodlines that they got is amazing. They do so well in the Japanese shows. And, well, you know, look at the body of that. Look at the Saroji, you know, the Benny in the spot is
right.
What's
lovely.
Shiroji, just for people that don't know?
It's the white and the thing, you know, and you can see the backbone, so you can see like the shine and the shadow of that backbone on that koi, you know. Pec fins are lovely, dorsal fins lovely, you know. Look at the tail, look how thick the peduncle is on that.
Is this actually Ginrin as well?
Nope.
That's not Ginrin. That's not Ginrin, is it?
That's just a sheen in the scale.
Yeah, that's just the quality
nice
of the
bright
skin.
Shiroji then, isn't it? That's how bright it is.
That's the lustrousness of the skin from NND, mate. You know, NND is so underrated. It's unbelievable. I just can't believe it. And all I can think is, it's just people find the name hollow for some reason, because there is, the name is a bit gash. There's no spark to it. It doesn't sound Japanese and like romantic, but do you know what I mean? Look at it. It's
what about
class.
the Tancho spot on this one?
So the Tancho spot is nice. It's not perfect. But you know what? It's close to perfect, but it's not perfect. But in my opinion, if someone was to buy that fish for a show, it would probably get through. If you bought a Tancho with a perfect spot, mate,
That's what I was
at
going to
benching, it'd probably get rejected because they just don't believe that you can get a perfect spot in a Tancho.
Yeah,
I've
it
seen
should be
it.
more appealing, shouldn't it? That it's not being altered, it's not being doctored. It is slightly off to the left eye a little bit as it's facing down, but does that detract from it being as close to as a damn on perfect Mother Nature Tancho?
No, because like, do you know what, right? I bought a Tancho from Shintaro Koi Farm through Tim at Quite Nishigoi, right? And I bought one. I paid for it as a kari about 2 years ago. It came to the pot, and when I bought it, it was in Azakari. I went to the National, not last year, the year before, and I seen a good friend's fish almost get rejected from the show because the Tancho spot was too perfect, right?
Yeah.
Literally. And I was like, what have I just spent all that money for a koi with a perfect Tancho spot? So I lost interest in it straight away because like I just wanted to show it. So I actually sold it to like someone who actually wanted it in Japan, a good friend of mine. He's probably watching maybe. So I sold it because I thought to myself, if I take a Tancho with a perfect Tancho spot, it's not even going to get benched because they're going to think it's been cut and enhanced in Japan. So that's why I didn't get it. So if I was going to get a Tancho, it would probably be something like that to enter into a show, because that's what they're looking for, is something that's not quite perfect, but then you just concentrate on the body and the rest of the fish.
Right, so
the body is perfect, isn't it?
It's a great body on that fish.
This fish, just to reiterate, these fish only become available on, the doors open in Japan. The more you show your worth to a breeder, it's not necessarily about spending money, it's about showing your worth. So I went up into the mountains, taken up to the mountain, up the mountain to a small little fish house that had been affected by the earthquake.
That was a good day.
That was a good day. And Makoto-san sat on the side of a pond and he was offering all these fish out and he was testing me along the way on those. After I'd selected the fish out of there, he then said, "You want something special?" I was like, "Yep, let's do it." Took me in there and there was only about 100 pieces, 20 pieces per dealer that was only allowed to go there on invite. So he didn't want his fish just going to any willy-nilly. He selected the people that he wanted to sell these fish. So when you look at the honors with regards to Japan, that in itself to me was a big honor. So of course I took his fish, and I must say, not disappointed with any of these. This fish itself, Jumbo Tozai, for those people that haven't seen how big N&D fish get, they get big. They carry weight. They get real good volume. And this fish in itself carries that line where you can see the amount of power that this fish at Tozai, and it's only 29 cm. But look at the power that you see behind the head. Big head, real good quality Shiroji throughout the fish. The peduncle has got a real good bit of flesh to it, which means that as this fish grows, it is going to grow and it is going to be a lump. The tancho spot itself, when we look at this, it's not a perfect tancho spot.
And no offense, mate, you got to understand the tancho spot actually moves. It doesn't physically move, but when that fish grows and stretches, I can guarantee you that spot could well become slightly more perfect.
It will get rounder.
I've seen it.
Yep, and that's what I was just getting to, Lee. So,
sorry, mate.
No, that's fine because
I just wanted to make myself look good. Then I'm sorry.
No, but you're so right, and this is again having an understanding of what fish do and where they go. So the tancho spot on this is a very good red. I can't imagine for one iota that this will disappear. It's too deep. It will move as that bone structure starts to grow out and that skin starts to move. That tancho spot will move with it. It's not going to go one side or the other. It is going to fill out. That is what we're getting at. So, as far as tancho go, extremely good value.
That's a really nice tancho.
Colin asked, has this fish got a cert?
It hasn't, but I can get one. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I think for the quality of the fish, if the price goes up as well, that deserves a cert. Pretty much that fish.
Yeah, me too. I was quite surprised they didn't come with certs actually, on the basis that it was a special order, or a special invite. So, but I'm going to put a 2-minute warning on this one, guys, because we've still got fish to get through, and Lee wants to do a Q&A with us after. So
I love those.
Dr. Kempo says Lee is so modest.
Who? Who?
We also want to know what you're drinking because apparently that can is huge.
Oh yeah, sorry mate, it's Sapporo.
Oh,
it's nice, mate. Is it Japanese or is it some sort of Asian country? Hang on, let me just see. I think it's a Japanese beer, isn't it? I could be wrong. It could be sort of like Asian. But no, it's like a pint. It's like really hard. Look how nice the glass is. It looks like a pint glass. It's really lovely, mate. £2.50 from Tesco's. You will not. It's this or Asari. That's it.
Can you get the sours over here?
No, you can't. I don't think you can. You probably couldn't a specialist place, but I'd love to
get in training and to practice for it.
1 minute, guys. £5 increment bids. Don't let this go for 200 quid. It's worth a lot more than that. But
yeah, it's a nice fish.
If
to be honest, mate, if Colin gets it, mate, good on him.
Rich Hound says, loving this style of auction. How often do you run them?
Try to do them weekly, but it can't always be done. Obviously, got 54 ponds running here, 40 staff. There's a lot going on. So
cheaper for it, Lee.
There you go, Lee. That's where you got to go for your beer.
So you got to go.
What's that, sorry?
Costco's is cheaper for it.
For your beer.
Ah, right, okay.
And Colin said that you're a pussy. He had he's drank 4 cans since he's been watching. But I lost my train of thought. But yeah, we are coming.
I've got to be careful what I'm doing. I don't want to get too drunk because my whippet's trying to shag my leg. I'll get abused.
Colin Holland, well done, my friend.
As well.
What's that?
Isn't the dog a female as well?
Yeah, and it's only my leg.
She's confused as well.
Yeah, we're both confused. It's my fault because I whisper sweet nothings into her ear when we go to bed.
Rick's
Colin, mate, you've won that tancho, my friend.
Congrats, Colin. Lovely fish, that mate.
That's definitely the big loss for tonight. Well, I hope it is anyway. Otherwise, I'm going to stop doing these because I'm giving me fish away.
Have you seen that what Jigs has put in there? Rick, you need to get on the BMX. You have more luck bidding.
Right, let's have a look. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 3 fish left, guys.
Oh, no way. I've got about 5 dozen in my ponds I can upload if you want.
Let's
Joking.
go with this one.
You've got some nice kohakus, mate.
I tell you what, mate. I done a grow and show 2 years ago for £95 with exclusively with a Hoshikin Kohaku, a 3-step. It's now 63 cm. It is bonkers. I can't, but I'm going to take it to the national, I think, because like there's not much not to like about it, and I'm quite looking forward to dropping that in the vat, to be honest. For night, but do you know what I love doing is taking fish that's cost me nothing that I've grown on just with a bit of patience, and hopefully doing something with them, because it just shows that you don't need to spend a lot of money. You just need to be careful what you buy. I like this fish actually; it's quite cool.
Autumn leaf.
Autumn leaf. Mate, it's got a lovely... What's brown in Japanese? I don't even know.
Oh, there we go.
Don't know, to be fair, mate. I don't think this one, but Achiba, those people that don't know, over 170 people watching now. Autumn leaves on water is what it stands for. So there you go. Thank you.
Well, how's it?
Autumn... Caro, did you say?
Caro.
Chairo.
Caro. Nice.
Starting bid 65 quid, right? I'm going to just let this one go on in the background. So, Achiba, extremely hungry fish. One of my favourite varieties. This fish at Tozai has really caught my eye. So this was picked at Marihiro when I was over there in February. Now, one thing, again, this was a special invite, actually, upon a little tiny fish house on the side of a mountain. Really tiny fish house. Colin Ollin straight in £100. So sorry about that, Ash, mate. £100 onto Colin. Right, what we're looking for, particularly in Achiba, is a couple of little things that make this quite a special little fish, if I'm honest. And the first thing is that over here we tend to get a lot of pattern on an Achiba that isn't broken up. You will find lots of solid coloured sort of Achiba rather than small dots of pattern over the cross of the whole body. This fish has got what you should, because bearing in mind, autumn leaves on water is not just a whole bloody tree falling into a river. It is the odd leaf in the water, and that is where the name autumn leaves on water comes from with regards to the style of the fish. I've got one of them, Lee.
How cool are these? Little Japanese fishing man from that old man's shop.
Yeah, I got one of them, mate.
Sick, innit? Anyway, whatever.
25 quid. But to get on the fish itself, every pattern fish should have a patterned head. Okay. Yeah. This fish has obviously got that, because if it was a solid head, it would take away so much from this fish. That pattern has got a lovely little dark banding in the head as well. And
all the way around it.
Yeah, because we have got that pattern on the fish, it's actually quite hard to find an Achiba at this age with that sort of pattern. You tend to get a lot lower quality, but again, if you go to Japan, you can select them out. Hence the reason I managed to get
I like the pectorals, man. I like the pattern within the pectorals.
I was just about to say that, it's got a nice body, it's got a nice colour to it. Achiba, I do like Achiba. I like looking at it artistically. Yeah. The brown colour is heavy towards the front, and it pitters out towards the tail end, and it works. And the peck patterns are what makes it for me as well. I think it really is, even though there's less brown or caro, whatever you said, towards the rear, it still works really well because it's balanced. For me, that's a nice balanced fish. It's nice. It's lovely. I mean, do you know what? You're probably not even registering as well. It actually, I think it's quite graceful the way it moves. It's got a bit of class to it.
It's a standout piece in Marihiro's pond, to be fair. The scalation on the fish is absolutely fantastic as well.
The carge is nice.
To have it that deep, you can see it going through the pattern as well. Like a Saragoy. Take this brown out the fish, got a Saragoy. right? Everyone knows Saragoi get big, the Chiba get big as well. The scalation in this fish is extremely good. The reticulation is extremely good. This is an Chiba is excellent, and 130 quid is too cheap. I promise you.
Look at the set of the body for a 22 cm fish. If you didn't know that were a 22 cm fish in a bowl, put it in a slightly different bowl, but that would look a way bigger fish than 22 cm in length. That's got a good size profile on it, hasn't it? It's everything there.
Yeah,
It's got a nice consistency to the brown colour through the head skin onto actually the scales as well, to be honest.
Banging that.
The other thing that you will find with a Chiba, which is one of the reasons they're one of my favourite variety, is the brown will actually change with the temperature of the water.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
When you come into really cold water, that what is almost bronze will really lighten up. And I done an auction a few weeks ago from cold water, and the brown in that was probably retracted away from how much that fish went for, to be perfectly honest. It was a Deutsche Chiba then. But again, with the warm water, that the colours start to really come through now. A few more degrees in the water and more stable temperature, that will only get more intense as well. And that's one reason I like it, because you see that difference throughout the temperatures, and it makes it look like different fish. Again, fish it's got extremely good potential to get big, this fish.
If you look, we were talking about on the head pattern, though, with the little opening window on the head, which sets off the head pattern. If you look to the left peck and the right peck, it's got a little window at either side, which separates the colour in the pecks to the body. So the pecks are like independently coloured without it running through from the body into the pecks. So, which is pretty neat. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a nice balanced pattern koi. It's nice.
You'll be hard pushed to find an Chiba that's got a very nice pattern with the skin quality and the deepness of the colour in this. Getting all of those things together is very difficult in a fish, especially in a Chiba.
Yeah, that's a banger.
Far too cheap still. You know, it's only 22 cm, but it's far too cheap.
It looks female to me as well, that body, doesn't it?
It's got a little bit, it looks like it's carrying a little bit. It's starting to anyway. 161 people in. Thank you very much, guys. Really
boo. I'm sorry, guys, but my right leg is currently getting sexually abused by a whippet. That's enough. You've had a little rub. Go over there now for a while.
Go think about what you were doing.
Yeah, go and think about what you've done. I'm your father. Go away.
So Rebecca, she loves a fish. 2-year-old Marihiro Ginrin Chiba was 50 cm in October last year. Looks spectacular, so will be a cracker. Definitely.
When you go to koi shows, that's one of the things that I like. When you see a 60, 70, pushing 75, 80 cm Chiba, they look spectacular, man. Absolutely amazing. Especially, I mean, for me, more so is when you see the Deutsch one, because you get that nice outline around the autumn leaf pattern colouring, and you get that nice little picked outline all the way around it. And I think that's probably one of the fish that I enjoy looking at more when we're at the shows, because there always is some absolute crackers there.
Yeah,
that's a good question actually for later on. I've got a question for you two later on.
That's excellent. Right, let's get 2 minutes on it. Let's get the 2 minutes. 2 minutes started.
Rick, £5 increments if you want to push it up, an extra £5.
Yeah. So if I had space in my pond, it's one of them that I was having an hour to take home, to be fair.
Yeah.
Rick's back in. 2 minutes starts again.
Oh, Rick.
That's what we want, guys. Let's get on it.
Get
them bids in. Get them bids in.
Chiba.
Yeah, this was one of the fish I was having an hour in whether to take, but I've got to move a few fish on first.
Where's this fish from? What farm?
Marihiro, mate.
Marihiro.
Yeah, so we went up onto the mountainside.
Yeah. Oh no, I remember. Yeah, mate, he loved you there. Remember, mate, I thought you were going to make love in the greenhouse when he closed the door and you and him went in on your own. And I thought to myself, hang on, his missus is out here with me and Ryan, and you're doing him in there.
he took quite a shining to me, didn't he?
Oh my God, he loved you, mate. I was like that. Oh my God, he must.
200.
So to give for those people that don't know who Marihiro is, he is the famous fish house
with a
big
round pond
with a massive fish in it.
And he looks like a Japanese. He looks like a Japanese Beetlejuice. He looks like Beetlejuice but Japanese. He's awesome. I love him. He's great. He's got lovely toilet as well. He's got like, if you go to his toilet in the koi farm, he's got like those little tiny Japanese like carp on the windowsill.
So this is the dude with the massive big pond with the boards all the way around it in a perfect circular pond.
That's it. Yeah. And every koi in there is probably the cheapest koi in there is about 10 grand, and then it goes up from there.
And you always see a different. Well, you sit there, and then because it's so deep with big fish, all of a sudden one pop at you like, where did that come from? I've been sat here for like 20 minutes, and it's a new fish.
And he reckons he's got over 2,000 koi ponds, like mud ponds, sorry, and some of them are like 80 kilometers away or something. Mate, they're everywhere. Trust me. And the guy, he's so busy at harvest, like in October, he just walks around with a dry suit on. He's just not even got waders. He's got a dry suit on. He just walks around like fucking a Japanese Batman, like ready to go. He's awesome, mate. He's literally Japanese koi breeder special forces. There's no other way to describe him. He is special forces.
I think he was the second fish house I went to in Japan. I went to Watsuka first.
You can't help but go past it. You know, if you go up to the mountains from Nagaoka, you can't not go past this farm. It's really good. You go around the corner and it's there, but you've got to go past that pretty much constantly.
250 from Colin.
So Ryan starts in the house. Easy, Ryan. Thank
you. All right, Ryan, boy.
Support,
so
always
I'm going to drop it now. So in October, when I go back in October, I'm going to set a new record for Evo for the koi partner to try to beat. I'm going to start. Now, I'm older than Evo. So the run is going to be a run from Marihiro all the way up the hill to Hiroi.
Oh,
that is going to be the new timed run.
In the snow?
That's a decent run as well. It's about a mile uphill.
When you go?
You've got to have
October
a
again, if I can afford it.
1.5 minutes left.
Rick says he's out.
Colin Holland, if there's no answer within the next minute and a half, mate, this will be your fish. So I'm going to keep it going. Anybody that wants a banging Achiba fish, this is the one for you. But you've got to put a bid in within the next minute and 15 seconds, guys. Yeah. Lee, you need to wear a Bergen when you do that run, I think.
Oh, mate, yeah, I should do it with weight, shouldn't I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. How much weight do you reckon?
25 kg, mate.
What's that in pounds? I do pounds, man. I'm a paratrooper.
Like
45 pounds?
55 pounds.
Okay, we'll do 55 pounds, and I don't care. Doesn't bother me.
Well, that's marching weight, isn't it? You know,
30 seconds. Like 35 pound plus webbing and weapon is like
helmet and weapon.
55 pound is like yeah. I'll do 55 pound. I don't care.
With your helmet, your rifle.
Oh, I'm not going to go that far, mate. Come on.
Oh, Rick's back in. Rick is back in. 255. Good lad. Yeah. Right, 2 minutes start again. Go on, Rick. You won't be disappointed, mate. This fish is nice.
Hey Ryan, how's Ralph? Is he okay? Is he watching me on TV going, oh?
Yeah, I hope that's all right. I hope the boy's all right, mate.
If you like a cockapoo, I can give you one.
No, Ryan's dog's in love with me, mate. Trust me.
I got one you can have.
I wouldn't take my little dog away, mate.
No, I loved Ralph until in the morning he came up to have a little bit of a kiss with me, and he'd eaten his own shit in the back garden, and I went off him a little bit. Sack of sake on your back.
Sake on your
Oh, mate,
back.
that's what we took. Well,
15 kg.
okay. Okay, mate, that's actually a good
1 minute.
idea.
1 minute. Come on, Cole, if you want
But
it,
that's only
mate.
15
Bid it up.
kg.
Two
I'll
bags.
do- I'll do 2 bags. I'll do 2 bags on my back. I'll take them. Mate, that's so coil orientated. I like that.
That's a
Yeah,
good shout.
that's good.
The Saki Mountain Challenge.
Mate, yeah, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna like inspire everyone to become fit that goes to Japan to take up the challenge. Marahiro to Hiroi.
Once a PTI, always a PTI. I'm
Sake
more of a pork pie.
The Saki run. Oh my god, that's gonna be so cool. I can't wait now.
275 from Colin.
275.
Shots coming in.
The clock has started again. Rick, another £5, mate. That's all you need. Just £5, mate. I like what you've done there, though, Cole. You played your cards. I've seen that. Yeah, look, so Rebecca's chirped him. Mankeen is a so last season. Give him I believe that should have said a sock, and another bet whether it all falls out.
Someone mentioned the Mankini, and I've been away.
No, someone put it in the comments earlier.
I put the Mankini on last night on my own for some reason.
Did you? Did you look yourself in the mirror?
Yeah.
I didn't get a selfie.
No, because you keep putting my genitals on the bloody
Because
live
you've been on-
streams, you idiot.
It's been on stream already if he had.
You will never get the picture from me
Mate,
again.
I
son.
Mate, I would so put it on tonight as well. If
I know you would. Right, the last Hosei, here it is. It's a Shiro Muji. You can just
1 minute.
about see the outline of it.
1 minute, Rick. 1 minute. Don't let it go for that extra £5, mate.
Ooh,
£5.
£5.
Oh, it's been a nice little battle. This I can
on,
see
Rick.
that it's got another
can
bid
do it.
left in it. Though. I think
We
it
won't
might
tell
have-
you all that. Good. She'll never know. You can find
Colin,
a
mate,
five back to your sofa, can't you?
Colin's done well. He's already robbed me on the Tan show.
Oh, he's there. 280.
Oh, go on then, son. You literally 20 seconds to go. Let's restart it. 2 minutes starts again, guys.
2 minutes. That's what you want to be doing. Is you want to be setting your
What
own
I do-
timer.
Just so you know, I have to do 2 minutes just in case there's a lag. It just allows a bit of fair warning. So, Colin, if you're back in, mate, let's see your dollar, son.
Just think about it, gents. It takes 4.5 seconds to type in the next price. So if you're watching your timer, you could snipe this perfect.
Yeah, the other thing, I'm going to let a little secret out about Cole. So Cole's quite a regular down the shop. So he would have already seen this fish, which is probably why he's putting his money down, to be perfectly honest. Colin has got a very, very nice pond as well. So he'll moan in a minute, say, well, someone ain't been down to help me with my fish. It's like, that's what I normally get off of him. But
Isn't
got
it
a
good?
minute left, minute and 10 seconds. Colin, if you're in it, let's see the colour of your dollar, son. I might put a bid in at this rate because I don't really want to see this fish go, if I'm honest.
Come on then. Let's see
Oh,
the
come on
colour
then.
of your money.
Come on then, Lee. Lee, wear your silver #1 jacket and a thong and a bag of sake on your back. That will make the Japanese headlines, mate.
Mate, imagine how much I'd be sweating with that in October.
40 seconds.
If I've been called out on it, I will.
Mate, I'll tell you, I think that actually you get quite a following in Japan as well. I think all the dealers would, all the breeders would be there lining.
Yeah, I
the
think so. I'm going to go, right, I'm going to make a new
Panelist
event.
decided that.
I'm going to make a new event. It's the Marahiro to Hiroi Hill Challenge with 2 bags of sake in your back. And we'll just keep going up, mate. If anybody wants to do 3 or 4 or 5, we'll just do it slower. But it's at different times for different amounts of sake.
Oh,
Colin's just in 155. Well, 156 it was on. 156. Let's restart the clock. 2 minutes.
oh.
2 minutes. £285. Well, in Cole, I'll tell you what, he left that till last minute. He kept us bloody waiting. 3 to 7 weeks lock up for Lee. Mate, he'd have the screws there like parading
What,
for him.
sorry?
You get 3 to 7 weeks locked up, mate. That's what Dave Bradley reckons, anyway.
But what?
I think that's what he means. If you was to go up the hill in a mankini and a #1 jacket.
No, mate. No, apparently, so Atsushi was saying, he was like, when I was up there, like down there, like last year, no, the last time I was there, he goes, so what would the police say if you were making love in a car park in Britain? I said, you'd get arrested for like indecent exposure or something. He goes, in Japan, they just walk away because it's like legal to be naked and just make love in a car anywhere in Japan. So me just like running up a hill in the middle of the countryside with 2 bags of sake on my back with a mankini, unless a testicle falls
Perfect
out, I'll be
legit,
fine.
mate,
To be fair, mate, if you see the Japanese mentality when it comes to comedy, they do worse shit than that.
Mate, they love it, mate. I think that's why I get on so well with the Japanese.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
mate, I have got the Japanese mentality. I just can't speak Japanese properly yet.
You need to get on Duolingo.
I'm okay, mate. I speak with the language of love.
Language of love. Come on then, Rick, man, you got 15 seconds to get that bid on.
Rick's out. He's had enough. He's going to come to Japan. Oh, mate, imagine, right, someone who wins.
He's in
Someone who
290.
wins.
Oh,
No,
he's
someone
done
who wins. Someone who wins the competition that Ryan exclusively is doing. You better be fit because you are going to be doing the Sake challenge.
2 minutes starts again. Rick in at 290. Go on, son. Come on then, Cole. I'm on a Duolingo learning Japanese either on 185 days or in 185 days. I think.
Is it easy, Dr. Kempo? Is it easy to learn? I've been interested in having a go, to be fair.
Lee's got some cracking. He's made some good slogan up. It's like Kuchibeni.
Oh, mate, it's so funny, mate. Yeah, so when we go to like have food and stuff, if like a waitress comes up, I go, "Oh, kuchipeni," and then they just laugh their tits off for some reason. I don't know why. My new favourite phrase in Japanese.
Just hold the fort. Hold the fort. So, Darren, mate, all you need to do is type in a bid that obviously runs in tandem with what you're seeing on the screen. If the bid's the last one on the screen when the timer runs out, you will be the person that wins the fish. All you then have to do is ring the shop, make the payment, and then arrange delivery or arrange to come and collect the fish. Currently sat on £290. So if you want to be in it, mate, you need to put $295 in. I've reset the clock because I obviously had to tell this gentleman how to make a bid if he so wants. So what was this? So Rebecca is Schlong, not Slock. It was the rich boys were wearing. It was like half a Speedo. Yeah. The Schlong for me is something a little bit different, but
No, I like speed. Mate, do you know what, right? I used to swim for Wales. So like mate, that's a good one.
Minute and 10.
The mud
One
pond
bid,
swim
10.
challenge. I need to get some Speedos.
Budgie smuggler.
I really want to swim across the big river, mate. Ryan will actually like literally say this is true. The amount of times I've asked Atsushi and Ryan to drop me by the river because I wanted to swim across that big river from like Nagaoka to Ogia is insane.
That has got a flow, mate.
Mate, I've been shot twice and blown up. I'm not going to die by a river.
30 seconds to make a bid, guys. Otherwise, I'm selling to Rick for 290 quid. He clearly wants his fish.
How do you bid, Darren? You just add in your number, what you want to bid at with your normal comment.
Just put your number in the comments, mate.
You got 30 seconds to go. Quick. 295.
290 plus a hand job.
Absolutely banging fish, this. Definitely would have it in my pond every day of the week. Oh, I've got it in the pond here. 5 seconds. 4.
Come on, Darren.
3, 2, Won
Whoa.
and sold to Rick Hayward.
There you go, Rick.
Well done, Rick.
That was it. I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed you two hanging that one
That
up.
was exciting. I've actually got some blood up. Not gonna lie. Like that was the best foreplay I felt for a while. It's lovely. Thank you, guys.
The extra,
Excellent job, mate.
added pleasure of the dog rubbing up and down your leg.
Yeah,
Tell
he's
you
still
what,
there
Rick.
now.
I'll tell you what, Rick, that is an absolute banging fish, mate. I do believe you will be very
That is
happy.
nice, that.
So, right, let's go back to comments. There you go. Expect to see a little bit more support, though, for normally see some well done's on the comments, guys. So, always nice to see. Jigsy there. Better than Viagra, Lee. Totally, I agree with you. Buying
100%,
fish
mate.
is better than Viagra.
68 thumbs, guys. Come on, let's have them raised up a little bit. 146 watching at present. Let's see if we can get him a 146 thumbs up.
Oh,
I don't know, man. The old
Now.
I had a little sip of the Colombo filter start last weekend.
A little
Mate, I'm not pulling the piss, but yeah, I was walking around with a third leg for about 4 hours.
was
It
you
gets you
really?
going, mate. It starts your filter for real.
I thought something was growing on you.
Oh no, mate, it was great. No, those waters have been burnt off months ago. They're gone.
PP'd him off.
Yeah, they're gone.
Right. Okay. Let's get into the penultimate fish.
This is the one.
Oh, I can see a red peduncle.
This is
Right.
Oh, look
so
at that odor, mate. Oh, sugoi.
absolutely banging example of a kohaku. Big fish pattern, big body, good skin, good shiroji, good benny, clean pecs. For those people that have seen where Momotaro go, the original jumbo line, big fish, big kohaku.
oh straight
Fish
in, Mike.
is next level.
100 quid bid straight off the bat.
Again,
Sorry, mate.
oh, Koi Vents, Mike Sullivan in with 100 quid. These fish, exceptional quality. Sashi is brilliant. The Kiwa is brilliant. Don't know. I won't put down whether it's male or female, mate, because I haven't checked. There's no guarantees.
Perfect. Look at that.
Irrespective, the bone structure on these fish, they will all get big, man. They're from the #1 jumbo farm. You know, first to do it.
Textbook
There is
back.
a tiny little window on the first little ray of shiroji. That does not retract away from the quality of this fish, guys. In fact, a certain judge from the BKKS even pointed out that that's actually really nice to see in the fish itself. Gives it that extra little bit of character. The good thing about this fish is the benny actually sits between the eyes, comes halfway at the nose, which is actually quite well sought after. And it's got lovely blue eyes. So you'll see that in the dorsal fin, the colour in the second dan leaks up into the actual dorsal fin. However, if you see the dorsal fin from top down, you'll see there's a beautiful white stripe. That is what you're looking for. As long as it's got that, it doesn't matter when you're looking down to those little extra boxes that need ticking. Darren Brown was in with 110. That's been subbed to Andrew Smith with 125. So if you see the benny leak into the dorsal fin, it doesn't matter. As long as you've got that white stripe on the top of the actual dorsal, that is what the judges are looking for if you are in the show quality fish. Lee, guys, over to you guys, because I'm going to have a break.
Well, it's got the perfect horseshoe pattern on its nose, mate, and it nice, clean, clear white pecs. Nothing below the lateral line at all. Absolutely cock on. Perfect. It is a banging fish, that, mate. 100%. Everything.
There's a reserve on this fish, guys, just so you know. There is a reserve on this fish. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will sell it if we go over it. Okay, just so you're aware. We are not at the reserve at the moment, just so you're aware.
Perfect, mate. Banger. And a jumbo toe sight at 35 cm. That's got some. Oh, there we go. Another one at 150.
Yeah, so
789 OXOX
Yeah.
exclamation mark question mark.
that's
Oxnard.
that's a nice fit. Is that from the last trip?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, again, mate. Yeah, nice body. Two-step, simple, but it's nice. Do you know what I mean? It's like that break on the first and second dan is nice at that oblique angle. I like it. It's got that little break on the a bit of the bend on that first dan towards the leading ray of the dorsal. But yeah, that could fill in, and it's not the end of the world. It's nice. Gaz, I like
Apparently,
that,
it
mate.
won't
I
fill in.
do like a kohaku with the pattern that is not necessarily above the lateral line, but like I don't mind it below the lateral line, but I don't really like it that goes underneath the belly.
Yeah.
That's nice. Lovely fins, clean fins. The
Thinking
belly
of it
plate is
doing,
really
thinking
good,
of
isn't
it doing
it?
this
You know,
as its body grows and that pattern comes up.
it will just enhance it. Yeah, once that body spreads open, you'll be able to see it. And also, the belly plate is great, isn't it? It's lovely, nice and consistent all the way through.
Throughout, all the way through.
You know, from here, the keyword sashi is hard to make out from because I'm on a phone, but like it looks quite neat, to be honest.
I will say, I will step in. The Kiwa and the Sashi are first class.
Yeah.
Backing.
And
Really.
I will also add a little bit of something to this that a lot of people won't know. On the actual day of Krafty's last grown event, Mr. Tate said, if this water in this pond had been a little bit cleaner and not as green, which is better for the fish and the reason why it's there, he said that he would have been able to sell every single kohaku in this pond with ease. People were queuing up them.
I think
there's a reason why I've
second,
kept them off. There's a reason.
that
Right?
second
I'm not going to go into
dan,
it now, but there's a reason for it.
that second dan ends lovely on the odome there as well. That looks really elegant. The way where that ends on the peduncle, I think, looks really
Right
nice.
on the odome,
It's a really
mate.
elegant fish, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
There's only two
beautiful.
faults on that fish that I can see, and that's that little tiny window of Saroji on the front, on the end of the front dan. And I'd like the dorsal fin to all have Saroji through it, but apart from that, you're not going to get much. It's a nice fish, isn't it? That is a really good fish.
So where I got my information from with regards to the dorsal fin is Alan Tate.
Oh,
So-
yeah, no, I'm not saying it's just that's personal
That's your
preference.
personal
If that was
preference,
white all the way through,
Yeah.
you know, that's lovely. It's a lovely fish anyway. Look at it, you know, God.
Te-
Mate, is there any
technically-
is there any fish in the world that's perfect?
No.
Probably not. In you know, it's in whoever's eyes, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, they always say textbook kohaku should be the bene between the eyes, not over the eyes or below the eyes.
Yes, lovely.
A nice horseshoe white nose tipped front with a full pattern, whether it be a 2-step, 3-step, whatever, or the lightning bolt. I forgot that. I always call that one, but it should remain above the lateral line, textbook wise. It's not far off it, man. 100%.
It's good. Yeah, there's nothing. I actually like the way the first dan. I love the way that the benny plate kicks up just behind the gill plates.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah.
I just want to answer this little statement that was made. Face pattern nice to rather than a full red head. Right, Paul, you should not have a full red head on a kohaku ship bus, mate. All right. Obviously, you will buy them like that, but they will not carry a high quality or a very high quality precursor, mate. So if you're being sold fish with a full red head, it's not classed as a high quality fish, mate. If that's the case, just to educate people.
But do you know what would be really nice on that fish when I'm looking at it is just a little bit of coochie benny.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wouldn't that be
mate,
cute?
yeah,
A little bit of
would.
coochie benny on the lip, on the front.
Yeah.
Nice little set of
would
lips on it,
Would
mate.
that be classed if it had the coochie benny or a little spot on the first nose?
So
would that be
you
classed
see
as a
the
separate dan?
Saroji break between the first and second dan. If I had a bit of coochie benny with the same amount of Saroji break, that would but obviously you can wish, couldn't you? Do you know what I mean? It is what it is.
I'll tell you what, this fish is far too cheap at the minute. For those people that don't understand Momotaro, Google Momotaro Tozai for sale, jumbo Tozai, and then have a look at how much they go for because you're not scratching the surface.
It is a lovely pad. I know it's like a 2-step, but it is a lovely pad. It is nice. What size is that, Kraft?
This is 35 cm, mate.
Oh, is it? It's 35 cm, guys. Come on, that's like a lot of
Jumbo
fish, really, to be
toes
honest.
It's
It's
a
toes
lot.
eye at 35 cm.
It's a
If
That's
lot.
going to be a
anybody
big
is wondering
fish.
what the Coochie Benny stands for, Coochie means lipstick, and
Oh
Benny
yeah,
means
red lipstick. It means like a red sort of like nose or lipstick on the front of the car. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's coochie,
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
moochie.
Coochie, not Gucci. Coochie. With a K.
Coochie bear. So 180 quid. We're still not quite there, guys, for the minimum I'll take for this fish. Just so
blue
you
eyes
know.
as well, Krafty. Like you said, two blue eyes.
Mate, I'm quite surprised it didn't get a little bit more attention. Big fish pattern on this.
Yeah, I mean this at 80 cm will look mint, man. This would quite easily take a good place in any show. Big fish wise, when you're talking when this gets bigger. Mark 7, 8, 9 OXO. Hey.
So one thing Lee touched on, which I'm going to reiterate. So the Benny plate. So again, when we're looking at the colour, the quality of the colour is consistent from nose to tail. It is an absolute smashing, consistent palette all the way through. The Shiroji on the fish, there's no blemishes. It is pure, lovely white. If I was to lift this fish out, the skin quality would glisten. Again, I don't think that the video probably does the video justice. We had to film indoors today because it was absolutely pissing down outside. So, you've got to be able to understand that can't always get the best shots on camera. We're not experts at filming, as you can tell, right? But we do put across a good fit. This fish is fantastic. I'm going to start the 2-minute timer, which says that I am past my reserve price, but it is literally only just over, just so you're aware, guys.
Do you know what? I don't know what it is, but the main thing on that fish I keep looking at is the end of the second dan, where like the main spar of the tail, and do you know what I mean? Like it just looks, the odame looks really neat.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
The little things.
It even makes
just
the
little
dunker look extremely chunky, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just the little things, but it's where that last dan ends and that tail starts. I don't know why. It does it for me, but I love legs on ladies, so it probably makes sense there.
2:30 for Andrew Smith.
At 2:30, we now restart the clock. So, honestly, guys, if you're looking for a very good quality fish, jumbo toes eye from one of the best breeders in Japan. Look no further, guys, because you're not going to.
Did you say 35 cm?
35 cm. Also,
in my pond, I know for a fact. I know for a fact that fish in my pond, 35 cm. That would be way into the 60s next year in my pond on Sakai.
Yeah, with your feeding regime and your temperatures that you do, Lee.
So hang on now. So that's 35 cm. 9 months ago, I had a Sakai, but Sakai, Danichi, and Momotaro, they got the same kind of growth rate, pretty much.
Yeah.
My young champion from Newark 9 months ago, 33 cm. It's now 64.
Yeah.
That'll do over 60 in the right pond.
Easily, mate.
Well, Mike Gould that grew out last year's Momotaro, mate. That fish looked absolutely unreal. And I really hope that he's showing that this year because it's a contender, and this fish can fit in. With the right food, right growth rate, you will get the same. You'll get the same results because it's from that sort of breeder.
So the right food, heat, and good water quality. There's no reason why that fish can't be doing a CM a week.
100%. We've got 30 seconds left if you want to bid. Andrew Smith says he's out. However, let's let other people have a chance to jump in. So absolutely banging quality fish this. 15 seconds.
That's a bargain at 250.
Yeah, it's a nice fish.
You'll not
And
be
Dempsey fish.
Mark, if you get that in your pond, mate. I
we
got
have
that-
sold to Mark. Well done, Mark. I believe you're a new bidder, mate. So let me just put this up for you.
I tell you what, Mark. If you buy the fish, ship it to me. Give me 500 quid, and I give it back to you this time next year at 65 cm.
There you go,
Is that
Mark.
guaranteed?
Yeah,
No guarantees though.
that's guarantee. Oh,
My electrics are a bit dodgy.
it won't be come Wednesday.
Right, let's just get these details down. So we've got Mark.
789 OXO. Apostrophe
So-
question.
That's £250.
Deal. You've got a deal there, Lee. 500 notes, drop it in pond, feed it 500 quid worth
Well,
of
mate,
sack.
imagine how expensive that fish would be with a massive body at 65 cm.
Mate, well, I could sort of give you an indication, really. Well, if you was to buy it from Japan,
At 65 cm, mint condition with massive volume.
mate,
3.5 grand.
you're looking at around £3,000 to £4,000 from Momotaro, probably a bit more.
Yeah, easy.
And that's at dealer price.
Mm.
So once you get it over here, and all the VAT gets added and all the other extras that we have to pay in this bloody country.
I might just make a new business, board in koi. A koi kennel. That's it. 12 months koi kennel, flat fee.
Are you getting some more of those prefab in Garrett's Head?
I don't know. I do fancy some of those, mate, to be honest.
You know you
But
do. Soon as somebody
I'll
dangled,
probably end up just making them with I'd probably just make them myself.
well, you could knock it up.
One
quick
more
enough.
fish left, man. Still over 150 people in the chat or watching. Thank you very much, guys. Obviously, can't do this without you, but the viewing figures are insane, and I love it. It's really, really good to be. I wish I had like 50 fish that we could throw in all day, but
You've got a shop full.
well,
Just
yeah,
quick
but
snapshot one with your camera.
it just takes such a long time to get everything.
Go and grab a budget. See if we can sell a budget.
Mate, it's difficult to select the fish and then to picture the fish, to video the fish, to advertise the fish. It takes time. It takes time to do it properly.
Sell that one behind you in calendar.
Oh mate, I wish I had
That
it.
Kindai shower, is it
In fact,
behind you? Where's
to be
that from?
fair, some of them yellow monkeys ain't as good as the one in the shop, to be perfectly honest. Right, let's go to the showstopper then. I absolutely love these fish. Period.
Tamasaba.
I actually do love Tamasaba. Sorry,
You didn't like them ones with bogly eyes, did you? They look
Mate,
weird. Don't they?
yeah,
They're
there's
not-
like weird ones that Ryan's dad had with what did he call them?
Bubble
I don't know what
eyes.
They were called like bag eyes or something. They were cool.
Bubble eyes. Yeah, they're weird.
Bubble eyes, yeah.
This is nice, man. This is really nice.
Okay, so Tanaka, Asagi, Nisai,
Tanaka.
40 cm, starting bid 150 quid. So Asagi, where do you start with these? These are the original koi. Quite under, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for there? Underappreciated. However, when you get a good one, they look absolutely fantastic. Mike Sullivan straight in, 160 quid. Right, what are we looking for in this? First and foremost, right, I'm just going to put the video on because this fish deserves it. Once he gets out the floodlights, need to change a few bulbs in them. Right, look how clean the head is. Number one.
Spotless.
Number two, when we see the fish, when it's looking upstream, you will see the profile of this fish is up. There you go, right there. I can't pause it, unfortunately.
No,
Absolutely insane. It is on point. When we look at the actual colouring of the fish, when we're looking in the scales, the reticulation is on point. This fish is only into its second year. Colin, I'm just going to highlight that because I think it's worth it. And they are. Now, we have already got the Benny starting to encroach into the development of this fish. For those people that don't know, the Benny, when you're buying these fish young, you don't always want, or you shouldn't really have any red on the fish whatsoever, i.e. being the Benny. However, already, as you can see, showing here, it will come even more than what you're seeing now. The whole, at the minute, the Benny is sitting under the lateral line, but it's still progressing. And if you look at where it is, it's nothing has risen above the lateral line, which shows the quality of the fish. This fish, with time, will be even better than what you're looking at now. The scalation and the reticulation on this fish is second to nothing. This fish is a show quality fish as it stands. Yeah. It would still hold its own at the size that it's got now. Whether or not it would take the top award would all depend what it goes up against, but it would certainly catch a judge's eye. With another year on this fish, with more Benny development, you are looking at a top grade fish without a shadow of doubt. So, and that is only supported by Rick's bid there. For those people that don't know, New Forest Koi, they breed their own koi down in New Forest, gives it away in the title. And if he's putting money down on this fish, then he knows it's too cheap at the moment. So just to answer the question there, it's £25. I do not make any money on any of the postage. We pay £25 a box. That is how much you pay. So you basically pick up the postage fees. So let's get us back on. Nice. Oh, you're back, mate. So
yeah, just want a quick wee.
So you're not a fan, Lee, of single coloured fish. Does that float your boat? If you like.
No, honestly, mate. From spending time in Yuseis and Otsuka, I've actually become quite partial to this variety. It's very nice, to be honest.
It's where it all started. This is the number one.
Yeah,
this
is very ancient breed. Yeah. And like what Krafty was saying, mate, you know, the scalation is very neat on that fish.
It is
especially
nice,
down the spine of the fish. That's the hardest bit, I think, to get right. You know, it is quite nice. Where you get into that, like you get like really thick fukuring coming towards, like from the back of the head to the dorsal, and it looks neat there. You've got the Benny encroaching from the belly up towards the lateral line. Nice Kanoko kind of going on there. A bit sporadic, but you know, it's interesting. I like it. You've got the Benny in the tail, nice Benny in the pec fin. So you've got the Benny coming up on the gill plates. You know, it's kind of like it's a nice fish. Nice clean head at the moment. Nice
like
body. What size is it?
Brilliant.
40 cm.
Yeah, it's a big fish. It's nice as well. It's getting there.
The profile of this fish.
Nice clean dorsal as well. Now, I actually do like the dorsal. Sometimes they actually produce later on. Well, it depends on like how they're going to mature. Like some of them get it earlier on or later on. But I do like the Benny come in at the base of the dorsal as well. It's just that extra kind of like bit of bling, isn't it? You know. Yeah, nice fish. That is. It's cool. I do like. Asagis are pretty cool, to be honest.
I
do
am
like them a lot.
Absolutely
blown away.
Blown away that this is not picking up. Honest to God, guys, if there's anything that's putting you off on this fish, I will point it out now. This is about appreciation and not assassination. There is
Look at that scalation there, like boom.
The profile on it. Honest to God, this fish is A1 class. It is a very, very good fish. And I'm not just talking it up, guys, because I sell them. I will only ever say what I see. And Asagi, for me, are one of the best koi, period. There is one tiny little dark scalation on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So I approached Judging Standards Committee with regards to on another fish. Actually, it was on Fred's Koi Pond, one of my videos on YouTube. He has got an absolutely fantastic Asagi. It's got one black scale, and I said, right, how would this cope? It's like the only way that would do anything. The only way that would have any detriment effect on that fish is if it was up against a fish of the exact same quality that didn't have it. So, again, it's what people perceive to be a perfect koi. There isn't one, right? And these are prone to those small little marks, and it's accepted in the show scene, right? And I am absolute, mate, Rick, you're not getting this for 200 quid, mate. I'll keep it.
210, Rick. Bid against you.
Well, I'm not going to say any more on this fish. I'm literally going to say £5.
That bloody couch, you weirdo.
You will not get an Asagi for 205 quid at this size anywhere, not even at the koi show when the dealers do their deals. Simple.
No, you're not going to get a knee-size Asagi at that price anyway.
Not at that quality. Nowhere near that quality.
Does even that looks like it might have a little bit of Coochie Benny too? A little bit. Look, there you go.
Yeah, that will come. That will come. The one thing that I'm not sure is whether the Kanogin is there. So that is basically, it looks like it is. It's just hard to say whether it's going to come or not.
It doesn't need Kanogin. It's got it's got that sort of like
the scalation is
that
perfect.
Kanoko kind of like sumi pattern through. Anyway, it looks nice.
I am surprised no one is putting another fiver on that.
I mean, that's got to be one of the best trained Asagi. Have you seen how it just keeps spinning itself around in a perfect circle for you to see it from all angles? Took hours of training to do that.
Mate, get that and Japan's Got Talent. It'll win every day.
Wow, I'm putting 2 minutes up, guys.
Wow. Rick, this is going into breeding program, mate. Banging.
Mate, I feel sick.
Yeah, I do as well. If Rick, that's nice, mate. Come on, ladies and gents. There's got to be somebody out there giving Mr. Rick a run for his money. 205 from Terence. Get in there. 210 from Mike. Sorry, Rick.
Oh, Rick's got done.
205 from me and 210 from Rick. He's straight back in, even though he's on the BMX.
Too late, mate. Mike Sullivan was there first, Rick.
150, Dave. You're way off.
Oh, it's with Mike Sullivan. I still feel sick at this price. It's not even close to where I expect.
It's the one where you could be getting your third and final written.
I mean, I'm quite lucky that the boss is understanding, but it's part of the game we play.
Pete is not understanding. I'm sorry, Pete. Krafty's not doing his job here.
Mate, we've
I'm
over
joking. I am joking. Pete knows
no,
I'm
what
joking.
I'm saying is over 170 people watching across both
This fish should do all the talking for itself, shouldn't it?
The fish does do all the talking itself. If those people that understand the quality of Asagi, that this is what they're looking at. Koi events, well done, mate. I still feel sick for that price, to be fair.
I reckon Pete should come on at one point though, just to show people how much he looks like Prince Harry.
Like people would go.
Oh my God! Sorry, Your Highness. Oh no, he's been stripped, hasn't he? Sorry, Harry.
He's still got a nice gaff in Canada, though.
Probably.
All right, out of it, I know.
It's still not where it should be, guys. So,
220, 255 from Mr. New Forest Guy.
Well, oh, mate, I'm so jealous because I'm at work. I ain't got no munchies, man. Calf shut. I'll tell you what. I'll have this.
I'll give you.
I'll have this instead. Cheers, man.
Hold up.
1.5 minutes.
What's that there, Gaz? What's that? Chocolate. Oh, lovely. Is that fruit and nut? No.
No fruit, man. Yeah.
Oh, do you like? Was it just
this
like
one's
nut?
banging.
Oh, mate, I love fruit and nut, mate.
Caramel nut crunch.
Gets me going, fruit and nut.
1 minute.
Anything with nuts in it.
These nuts. Just spilt chocolate all over the place. Oh, Mike, 260.
Oh, another
What
2
you got?
minutes. How many fish have you just put on the auction?
This is the 8th fish.
The 8th. Oh, they take a while to sell, don't they?
Told you, mate.
I think I'm going to be having a long night in about 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I reckon you might as well, mate.
Oh,
How
well.
many was in that bowl?
Mate, this is not about our auction. This is about this one.
Koi events still nowhere near where we need this to be. Nowhere.
Koi event. Go on, Koi events. Look at that Asagi, scalation, fukarin, peduncles, peck fins, and kanoko. All of those words in a wanna is pretty sexy.
Very sexy.
You couldn't have said anything more about that.
No,
Perfect.
I don't think so, mate. That's in a nutshell, isn't it? Just talking
Yeah.
about nuts.
Come on, mate.
Mate, you eating that bloody chocolate, playing with that wrapper is quite sensual.
You need help, man.
I just love anything crispy and crackly. It gets me going. But even when my mum's eating a packet of crisps, I'm sitting there with a semi.
That's freaking joke, then.
1 minute.
Was that even your mum?
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear me.
Hey, should I tell you a joke that I made up a few years ago?
We must.
Right, here we are. Why don't Chinese people piss by the river? Because they're scared of the Peking ducks. I actually made that up one day. I just thought about it. Whatever.
That's made it into the world's shittest dad's joke book. mate.
Good, mate. That's a good joke.
£300. Well done, Rick from New Forest. It's still worth more than that, though, and he knows it. Otherwise, he won't be putting his money down.
Yeah, Rick's going to be milking that thing, playing Lionel Richie to it, sexual chocolate. Is that
You know
Lionel
what he
Richie?
said to me, mate, when he come up last Tuesday, and I will tell him, Rick, because they're my fish, mate. He said, there's no way I can bid on them. They are just too cheap for me not to bid on them fish because they're so good.
Oh, was that Rick?
That's what Rick said when he was up here, and he even then bought a few more fish. Mate,
Oh,
you know,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
like, took a couple of golden corns, like, tell you.
Golden corns, eh?
He did, yeah. Couple of specialities. That made me eyes
Do you know
roll.
what, right? I like golden corn. You know, like the right golden corn. I like the golden corn, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But I get around to these varieties. I get like I'm into one, and then I get like a slow
The right
semi
golden
thinking about
corn.
another one, and then that's it then.
But there's a lot
When
of
it's
them.
like I get the semi thinking about a koi variety, but when it stays hard for a week or two, then I get into them big time. Do you know what I mean?
That's what you do in koi keeping, though, isn't it? 30 seconds. You're
Hmm.
sort of like piling
You
on one.
jump from variety
Hang
to
about.
variety, and you learn about them.
So what you do is, when you get into them, you get hard for a couple of weeks. Is that...
Mate, do you know what, mate? In Japan, I've got literally I tuba grip myself to myself so it doesn't show because I don't wear underwear. But like sometimes I walk in Marihiro, and if I go in there without any tuba grip, tubaing it down to one thigh, they think I was weird.
Oh, God, man.
I shouldn't tell you all these things because everybody will be looking back now at my videos going, oh, he's tuba gripped it to his left leg. Look, he's limping.
These are the inside forks. You're supposed to stay inside, Lee.
Yeah, well, like, mate, I'm quite open, mate. You know, like these things need to be told. Otherwise, I'll just harvest them all myself, and I can't sleep at night.
So we've got a new bidder in, Carmen Casey Ross. Thank you very much, 310 quid. You know, she waited until the last second. So 1.5 minutes remain. Bubba.
310. Come on. Come on, Rick. You know you can do it. 315 on BMX.
You know Rick's going to be there. Rick loves it. That's all he's thinking. He's looking at that now. He's thinking to himself, I can't wait to milk that thing.
I know he's thinking what he's going to do. He's going to breed with that, mate. 100%.
Colin even says he ain't got a male golden corner.
No, he hasn't.
However, he wants to breed them. Come on, Rick. 1 minute. 1 minute. There you go. 315. That was a minute and 14 seconds.
Can we do £50 intervals now? I'm joking, Rick.
Only when Rick's time, when it's time for Rick.
Yeah. Go on, Carmen. Another £5, and then Rick's got to do 50 on top of that.
Rick hasn't won one tonight either. That's unlucky, mate.
Oh, he hasn't won one yet.
No.
He has actually got a dedicated pond at his establishment just for the fish that are coming from these auctions. These are all.
I know, yes.
This is bidding on this for another one to drop in with them. Get the feeding regime up.
Oh, do you know what happened tonight? I put the bottom drain on my new grow on, and the hose has come off. So I've got to get in the bloody...
Again!
Any excuse to get the wetsuit on, eh?
Any excuse to put a load of Sakai in my single feed auto feeder to get the fish feeding.
Hey, what do you
if
think?
Everyone knows what the single feed auto feeder is. I know Yamabuki does.
What do you think to the feeder that you've got on pond?
Yeah, the RS feeder it's good, mate. You know, it's very looks nice. For the Tozai pond, it's good because it holds about 2 kilos of food or something like that. If that feeder was on my main pond, even though it works fine, I'd be filling it every single day because I'm putting 2 kilos in a day. So like, it's no good for that. But like for my Tozai pond, or for I suppose a normal person's pond, it's nice. You know, like super programmable as well. You know, nicely made.
Sweet as well, though, doesn't it? It looks nice, tidy.
Yeah, mate. They're a nice bit of kit. Yeah.
Mr. Tate, look at that. I'm back. Have I missed anything?
I'm back.
Missed it bloody all, Alan. Missed it all.
What has Alan been doing?
You are.
It's like the massive big firework at the end of this end of the display.
he's been polishing his Zimmer frame. I'm back. I got all the mud from the bungs on the bottom. I've been looking at my ponds today up in Newcastle. Don't you know? I've got 3 mud ponds.
Lakes.
They've all got huge series in them. I'm only joking, Alan. Honestly, please. I'm 4 weeks away from a show. I'm going to get banned.
Right.
Yeah. Are you going to take any of
this
your...
fish is still too cheap, guys. Come
I'll
on.
bring him an apple.
Come on. What's going on there? There's loads going on. World clock.
Alan doesn't judge anymore anyway. He's retired. His eyes are gone. Cataracts everywhere.
325.
Go on, Rick.
Oh, Rick, you are one of my new heroes.
That's going up.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's supposed to. It's a stopwatch.
Do you know what, right? Talking about watches.
Countdown.
Talking about watches, my Wi-Fi, I haven't got Wi-Fi at the moment. I've got to wait until the 10th to get like full broadband fiber thing put in. And do you know how lost I am without my Alexa? You know, like for cooking and stuff like that? My God. It's mad.
What, does
because
she
like
cook for
most
you
of the
as well?
time, you know, what's that?
Does she cook for you as well, Alexa?
No, she doesn't, but she tells me when it's empty. And she... I'm not going to say nothing to that. Wait till Alan sees me in my silver #1 koi top, my silver trousers.
Oh, mate. look like a robot. It's going to be great.
Mate, that's my whole thing. I want to be a 1985 robot from the future, all about koi.
172 people watching on. That is fantastic.
Ryuki said, if you wear my #1 koi jacket to the National Koi Show, he'll give me a free
30
gift.
seconds. He'll give you what?
A gift. And he was on about his tuk tuk.
Says that you look like a Welsh Elvis. I second that. That's quality. New Forest 325. 15 seconds to make your bids, guys. Don't let him take it. It's too cheap. And he'll laugh at me.
Oh, Gaz has gone for a pee now. Look. That chocolate's gone straight through him. That's
sold to Rick from New Forest Koi for
well done, Rick.
£3,250. Well done, mate.
Persistence paid off.
There's got to be a commission.
I've just realised
1,000%.
I've just realised I'm asking how big they are, and at the bottom of the screen it says Tanaka, Asagi, Nisai, 40 cm. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Carmen, my love. When I called it, it was on New Forest Koi at 325. I do apologise, mate. So it is what it is. But I appreciate you taking part. So just so you're aware, because I see that you're a new bidder, don't wait until the last second. You need to put it in because there is a lag on this platform. It's quite well known. We've been doing these for quite some time now. You have to put your bid in and then I restart the clock over. Reason why I restart 2-minute clock is because 1 minute you often get lagged out. So I do apologise, but Rick was there for £325.
Well done, Rick.
Guys, what I will say is thank you very much for all of the support.
Do you know why Rick bought that, Krafty?
Because he liked it.
No, it's for the Thursday Night Live GKP Koi Appreciation, which is this week. Asagi. Hey, well done, Rick. Well on you, mate.
Sugoi. Right. I haven't got an Asagi. Bugger. Oh, did you actually the last Koi Live? I was on the way to like Ryan's driving. Did you put my Karashi on?
Did it? Yeah. Did. Yeah.
It's not very good. It wasn't like a HD. It was quite like jumbled, wasn't it?
No, it was all right. It was good. Nice fish, beautiful fish.
The shop price on
that was 6 months ago. You wait till you see it in the national, whatever.
The shop price is $4.50 on that fish, guys. Just to answer. Okay. So you've got to be in it to win it. Got to be in it to win it. But let's just take this off. What am I looking at here? That. There you go. So really appreciate all the support, guys. We have still got over 170 people watching, which for me is, absolutely fantastic. Now, we do these as regular as I possibly can with regards to once a week. Can't always do them. We've got the Koi Show coming up at the end of June. So, I've sort of got on top of running the shop, we've still got to look at making sure that we've got enough manpower to get all of that done. And there's a huge amount of preparation work with regards to all of that. So, that in itself is a huge amount of work that I'm planning. With regards to what we'll get, if any of you want to look at anything, because I'm aware that with the amount of people watching, we've got people from all four corners of the UK, Scotland, Wales, down in Somerset, etc. If there's something that you guys are looking for, please send me messages or whatever. If we've got any that really should be in the auction, I'll put them in. Normally do 10 fish, but to be fair, I think 8 was enough. It's 2.5 hours tonight. We had some very good little battles, and I really appreciate it. So, but Leave
can
one.
I request something for the next auction?
Yeah.
I mean, a yellow dragon.
Matching t-shirts.
You know I haven't got any yellow dragon, and that's very mean.
Mate, that was just a wind up. That's all.
It's very mean because there's probably only 4 in the country, and there's one person
No,
I
I'm
know
joking.
that's
That
got
was
them all.
literally a joke. Gaz, I'll send you a t-shirt out tomorrow. Give me your address.
That said, though, we've got Rebecca. Come to the National Koi Show. That's all I'm going to say on what you've just put on that comment. Lemon Harawaki, the one that I had lined up for auction, actually sold the day after it had split its fin, and it sold for 520 quid. And it was only a total.
Nice.
So there was no way I could
Where's
tell.
that from? What farm?
Aoki.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Mate, I'd buy that for 500 quid.
That was Waggai and all,
with
wasn't it?
no dorsal fin for that price. Mate, no, mate, honestly, Aoki is like bonkers, bro. Mate, if you're not in with him, you ain't in with him and you ain't getting nothing, trust me. And if you are in with him, you can get stuff, but for massive money, it's bonkers, honestly. Krafty, how mental is Aoki when you go there?
He's
a lovely guy, but mate, he knows good fish, and he's like that.
His ponds outside of the Sanke, all that sort of stuff, his ponds were the best.
On average, he was saying
everything that he had there was absolutely mental.
On average, you were saying for the All Japan, the Junior Koi Show, the Waka Guy, all the big shows in Japan that he does. On average, he gets 10 firsts. Boom, on the bounce.
Look at that, man.
The dude is for the weird and wonderful. He is absolutely a genius. And do you know what makes me laugh? I don't like to pick straws, but his face is slightly lopsided if you look at it. So if he was a koi on the first selection, he'd be discarded. But he is the one that's in control of the best weird koi in the country. Oh, God. But I suppose I'd be discarded as well for a tiny peduncle.
Okay, it is one then. So I've got a couple of jet black mags and a couple of kois as well, the ones with the orange bellies. Is that something you guys would be interested in on an auction?
A Magoi, yeah. There's not very often you see something like that, is it?
I think I've got 3 in the shop.
Tancho Kajaku.
That's a sore point for me.
Oh, why?
Yeah, we lost ours. Nothing wrong with it. Just one of them bloody things. I bought it especially for the koi show as a show fish. And then I was going to sell it at the show because it was absolutely, I got it from Narita. So, it's a sore point. It was cost me a lot of money as well.
Yellow Magic.
Yeah, we always have kohaku on.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of Kawabaki as well. That's cool.
A couple of people asking when they need to call. Tomorrow morning?
Yes, please. There'll be someone on the phone. Just say that you want to fish on the auction. Give your screen name, and that they'll be able to locate what fish it is that you bought. So
make sure you all mention that you win a free pond bomb as well. Okay, I'm joking, but
there's a Christmas bubbly gone again, Krafty.
Mate, it's already gone.
Sorry, Pete.
Colin Holland.
To give.
Colin Holland. Colin Holland. What did he won? He won that tan show. That was less than half price on the auction.
Well, sorry, Colin, you're not having a pond bomb, but I think Rick. Let's just give Rick. No.
A bag of Sakai.
No, mate, he's got to earn that, mate. He's got to go from Marahiro to Hiroi.
He's got to do the hill run.
He's going to do
Okay,
a
then,
full run.
so right, last half hour, still got 150 people in. Let's do some Q&As. If you want to ask a question in the comments, just start it with a capital Q and then put your comment, your question in after that. Lee, you said you've got a question for Gaz and I, so let's kick it off with yourself. We've got half hour. Bearing in mind,
Oh yeah, I can remember now.
I don't want to stay on here all night.
Okay, right. Okay, so I can remember Gaz was saying that you like to see certain varieties when you walk around the national or the koi show, or Newark National or whatever koi show you're at. What impresses you at the larger sizes? Now we all know go Sanke, go jumbo, cool. But what other varieties aside from go Sanke is extremely gives you a funny tingle in your middle leg when you walk around and you see one lovely conditioned.
Easy,
boom,
mate. Yamabukis, man.
Yamas.
Yeah, the Yamas for me. It's when you see a beautiful big Yamabuki, man. And I know Mr. Tate appreciates them as well. So you can see he's got a bit of a sparkle in his eye when he's having a look at them. But I do like the Yamabukis. I've always liked them from being a little kid. They've always been my favourite koi. They've always stood out more than any other fish to me in a pond.
There we are.
Yamabuki.
What about you, Crafts?
I share what Rick's just written, actually. When you get a big kajaku,
Yeah,
and they are done on point, they are mesmerizing. That they really capture my interest. And that was one. I've got a soft spot for that because when I first went to a show and there was one in a vat, I could not keep going back to it. I just had to see it time and time again. It didn't matter. It was like, let's say, flies to shit, mate. I had to keep going back and looking at it because it was just what it looked like.
One of the fish, if you remember at the Newark one, remember last year, there was a massive goshiki in there, and it was jet black with proper floating red benny on it.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the most impressive goshkis I've ever seen, man. That was mint. And I did go back to that vat 3 times to have a look at that fish. That was mint. Video. Best fishing show for me, that fish there on that day, 100%.
You know, like for me, it's really boring. And when I went to Ryan's last week, we picked out a tiny tozo, mate, an Akamatsuba, and it was like absolutely amazing. And when I go to Otsuka's and I look in one of his ponds, he's got like loads of Akamatsubas and Asagis in one pond, isn't he? But when I look at the Akamatsubas and you've got that lovely soft benny all the way around the body, and then from the shoulders, you've got that maroon deep benny with that sort of like robing going through it. Oh, God. I can feel myself just about to jizz. I don't know what it is. It's just, I think it's, do you know what? I think it's the maroon shoulders on it. Reminds me of like the parachute regiment cap and like beret. I don't know what it is, but it's like something about it. And when you got that gnarly face, like a pit bull, when it gets past about 65, 70 cm, especially in the Otsukas, the Otsuka face on an Akamatsuba is like really scary. Do you know what I mean? Mate, even if I don't know, a staff fell in the pond, it would shit itself when it came up against one of those, you know? And I don't know what
That's
it is.
why I like the Yamabuki, though. They still look, even when they're big, they still look elegant and graceful. They don't look like a bulldog chewing on a wasp. They don't have that kind of look to them. You don't see
I just like that menacing face. It is cool. You know, like on a single coloured fish. Okay, yeah, I know it's not just single coloured because it has got a little bit of like presence about it with like the scalation and stuff, but it's just the faces on them. That single coloured face when you've got the jowls coming through. Yeah. Oh, mate, awesome! I love it. Looks like Paul Potts on like Britain's Got Talent. Here we go.
Why haven't you got one?
Pardon?
Why haven't you?
No, I know. I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, mate. I seen one up in Ryan's last week, and I was like, wow! It's just like the colour. Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed that one.
When they're a deep cherry red,
they're
good out there. When they're that deep cherry red, they're good out there.
Yeah, that deep cherry red on like from the back of the head backwards, and that lovely pattern and the fukurin coming through. Yeah, it's I don't know. For me, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes, yeah, the hairs on my gooch stand down, to be honest.
Okay, Lee, there's one for you, mate. Started a new pond this year, heated to 22 degrees. How long before the ammonia starts to come down? Obviously, I'm pulling it your way because you've done it a couple of times now. You're definitely 22 degrees. What do you find? What advice would you give against that?
Oh, I mean, that depends on your filtration and stuff, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, like, it depends how much filtration you've got. It doesn't make a difference if you've got 1,000 liters of K1 bubbling around or 50 liters of K1 bubbling around. It still takes a long time for that biofilm to take situ and to like start working. But all you got to do is just start feeding slow. Monitor your pond parameters, water. I mean water. Look at your fish behavior and just like kind of be scientific. Don't just put a handful in a day. I actually, at the moment, truth be told, I've got a liter mug, the plastic liter mugs. So I haven't even got the auto feeder on in my grow on at the moment. I've got a liter mug and I put so much in every day. And what I do is I just monitor the fish. I haven't even done like a parameter check on the water yet. I just look at all of the protein on the surface of the pond. I don't know, mate. It's hard. Like if you, I'm new at it. Don't get me wrong, mate. There's people been keeping koi for 20, 30 years, right?
course,
I am new at it. I've only been doing it for like maybe 3-4 years now.
But
But
Lee,
I know for certain things to look at, which is like the proteins. I know that's going to be building up certain ammonias. Not, yeah, it's hard. Every pond is different. It's like a custom build, isn't it? You just got to.
it totally is. But you're hitting all the right markers. It's control your feed, monitor your water. If your ammonia levels are too high, water change it.
Right? Water change it and salt it. Get up to at least 0.3 salt. So if you haven't got salt in there, because if you get ammonia and all the bad stuff in there, that is going to reduce the effect on all your koi. Do you know what I mean? Make sure your pH and your KH is right. There's a lot to it. It's like
you can add a small amount of alpha grog in a pipe with an air stone under it, and that will also help you alleviate your ammonia problems.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never used that. Like, do you know what I mean?
They're just things. We use them in the shop from time to time if we get a big spike of ammonia on a new shipment. But you don't have to go down them sort of routes most of the time with new ponds in the background because you've not got 150 fish in a pond. It's just regular maintenance and slow and steady, right? Give your filter
that's the key. Slow and steady.
Give your filter enough chance to really grow the beneficial bacteria in it. Add things like filter gel.
Of course, yeah, and PSB is really good.
PSB is excellent.
Which is the best, Ollie? Which do you think is best, PSB or the blue stuff? What's it called? The
I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm not going to call any of them out because without
I was asking personally for myself because I want to buy one or the other.
I don't know, mate. But, without a controlled environment, and be honest, mate, you need 2 ponds exactly the same amount of fish, exactly the same amount of sunlight.
Once against the other.
It's hard. So we're just like dictated by write-ups and what people say to use it. So we're like, to be honest, in my main pond, I don't use nothing. Like, because I'm probably stupid, I listen to these things and I put a little bit of biogel in every now and again. It can't harm, can it? I don't know how good it does, but I don't think it can harm. I think the only thing that can really build up biofilm is fish poo slowly. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. So, I've got some like PSB and I've got some of the Evolution Aqua stuff, and I put a little capful in here, there, and everywhere. But once that pond is working well, you don't need nothing in it. And if you've got to put something in it, your pond's not working properly.
So, in a nutshell, slow and steady, monitor your water, do your maintenance, add a little bit of gel into your filters. PSB,
I still salt as well. I still definitely. If it's a new pond, definitely put salt in. Because if you do get those spikes, it's going to reduce the effect. It's good for the osmosis as well. Like what 20 kilo or 25 kilo of a salt is like 15 quid. For most ponds, that's probably enough just to get it up to like 0.3, unless you got like 5,000 gallons. But like, you know what I mean? It's like, because I think to get up to 0.3 on mine, which is 5,000 gallons, I think it's like 3 bags, but it stays in there for a long time. It's only like it gets diluted slowly with your trickle in, but it stays there. It doesn't gas off like chlorine. So it's a good investment, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Right then. Yeah, Gaz, something that we like talking about on your show, mate. So from C. Joss, what would you recommend a QT procedure be before getting a new fish home into the main pond? So how many weeks in QT, what temperature, and outbreaks as a blanket treatment? I'm just going to answer the last one. No need to blanket treat anything. If you haven't got a headache, you won't take tablets. That's the best way of putting it. You only really need to be treating if you've got a problem. It's as simple as that. But a QT procedure is slightly different. Everyone's got their own way.
Should be 7 weeks, shouldn't it? Should be 7 weeks for a quarantine procedure. And in that quarantine procedure, once you've had that fish in there, you want to be moving one of your fish from your pond that fish is going to go into to use as a trigger fish to see if it's affected by anything your new fish is bringing to it. If you have no signs, bring in another fish and see how they go with 2 or 3 fish. And then once you've got 2 or 3, ideally you don't want one fish in there on its own either. A fish never handles well on its own. So if you've got more of an excuse to buy 2 fish and purchase rather than leaving one fish solitary in its own in a quarantine system. But then bringing in your second fish or a third fish to check and make sure that if all's clear and nothing's happened or nothing's shown its ugly head in that 7 weeks, you should be fine to add said fish to your main pond after that. But if you do add anything new within that 7 weeks, then the 7 weeks period needs to start all over again.
Get off, dog.
But temperature-wise, you want to be... They reckon that the problem starts in and around from the 12 degrees to the 14, 16 degrees. That's when most bacteria or infections and the rest of it start to kick off and show themselves. From that point on, you want to be bringing it out of that and taking it up and above temperatures. What would you go to, Krafty? 24 in shop?
Yeah,
but then again, we're talking about heat wrapping and such then, which is a little bit different because that should have been done by a very good dealers that you purchased the fish from in the first place.
So everyone's got different ways, and the way that Gaz has just mentioned it is something that we've discussed week on week for God knows how many weeks now on Gaz's Live, which is on a Thursday, 7:30 every week. So in hindsight, most people haven't got a quarantine.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to have one, I would recommend that you do exactly what Gaz has said by adding fish from your main pond to be able to trigger any sort of issues with the fish, because that tends to come from stress and moving, etc. If there's any real nasties, you're going to hit a small pond and not contaminate your big main ponds, especially when you start looking at the amount of money your fish are worth over a course of 3 or 4 years. One thing that I've seen over social media over the past 2-3 months is the amount of people that are adding fish from so many different places.
Yeah.
Including back gardens. And one thing I will say is that you are dicing with death if you are doing that, because there's so many variables and so many different issues that fish can carry from one place to another. They can live with it in one domain, but as soon as you put a fish that can't live with it, boom, you've got a volcano of issues. So my word is, stick to 2 or 3 dealers. The less the better, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
where you
that's
trust
the main one, isn't it?
you get your stuff from. those dealers are people that have been on the scene for a long time. Those people are the ones that can show you exactly what they're doing with regards to the upkeep of their fish. Those dealers are to be the ones that don't hide anything. They are transparent. Every dealer should have a pet shop license, irrespective of how long they're trading. You go on your local council, you can put the pet shop name in or the dealer's name, and it will come up and tell you what their star rating is. It is not easy to get a 5-star rating. So something else that for some reason koi hobbyists overlook is the star rating on a license. Although be it's different in different areas of the country, there's still 5 stars you still have to jump through hoops to achieve. Anything below that, you're substandard. Also, you have to trade a certain amount of years to be able to hit a 5-star. So they're the ones that have tried, tested, know their shit, right? And, you're going to have less problems from fairly often.
And the main reason why most of us have been singing from this in book, there has been way too many people and way too many fish and way too many ponds that have been absolutely devastated. Some of the bacteria that are out there are literally ripping through ponds in a matter of weeks to months and totally annihilating stock. Now, if you've got deep pockets, you can do one or two things. You can vaccinate, you can treat, you can cure them. If you're lucky to get through them all and make sure all the fish come through, you've then got the issue, which is, can you add something else to that pond? And you never know till such time as you do. And 9 times out of 10, this is not me saying this has been specialists that are saying it. 9 times out of 10, those fish that you've cured will be cured of it and won't show any signs of it again for the rest of their life. But they will still be a carrier, or could very well still carry anything through to new stock that you get. And that's the kick in the balls. You go out and buy a new fish, you bring it home, you stick it in, and bang, that fish comes down with exactly the same thing. It's not guaranteed, but it is a risk. The thing that you've got to think and remember is once you've treated all this fish, what do you do with them? You can't move them on. You can't give them to anybody else. You can't shift them on. You've got to keep them, or that's the gutter, isn't it? It's the horrible choice to make.
The ones that you keep won't. Right, so it goes further than that. If you get it with a issue, you become super sensitive to every small little blemish that fish pick up.
You're hitting yourself 24/7, aren't you?
So, but let's not. I don't want to talk about bacteria because, just something that I've noticed over the social media.
Hitting the main one, like you said,
doing
good reputable dealers. Stick to the 2 or 3 and don't buy from anybody else. Only go with who you trust. I know that's been successful that you purchased from before.
So thank you for that message, by the way. Good message. Hopefully we've answered that well enough for you. Ryan Hughes asks, I've done a water test and it's reading high nitrite and ammonia, all fry in the pond, but all fish are okay. Feeding as normal. How can I bring the parameters down?
What to change?
One thing I'm not is an expert with fry because they're a different gravy. But from recent conversations I had on Gaz's live on Thursday, where we're joined by Rick from New Forest Koi, who does do fry. Water change is the thing that is something that you need to do. However, if you tune in on Thursday, Gaz's channel, Gaz's Koi Pond, and put that question down, it will get pulled up, I'm assuming, Gaz, if we see it. So, so there's one for you there. Right, one for you, Lee. When are you going to check your messages and let this guy know where he's coming tomorrow?
When you're Sparky to get there, you need to send him your address.
Who's this? Who's coming tomorrow?
To do your electric.
I'll check my messages later on. Sorry.
Is it your electrician guy?
That's your electrician.
Oh, is that Marcus?
I'll let you know, Marcus.
Don't worry about that, pal.
Alice. So, but you've got the electrician coming tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, boy. It's all ready for him.
Basically, Ryan, if you want to make sure you get your water parameters right and you want to get rid of them, there's only one way to do it. In a small body of water, that's water change it out.
Right, so that brings us to 3 hours, guys. So it's absolutely pissing down. I've got an hour's drive ahead of me. What I will say is thank you very much for everybody that tuned in tonight. We've still got 150 people watching, which is fantastic. I think we can do this again sometime. Keep the eye out on Facebook. Gaz, thank you for joining us, mate.
My pleasure, mate. As always.
Lee Tafaguchi, aka the Koi Soldier, Lee Hadfield, the Koi Soldier. Thanks for joining us, mate. Are you frozen? He's gone quiet.
No,
I'm always quiet.
And thank you from me as well. Keep an eye out on Perfect Aquatics Facebook page, Krafty Koi's YouTube page. If we're going to have an auction, there will be a little post out on there as well. And like I said, if you got anything that you'd like to see, and we've got a decent one that's good enough for the auction, that I think you guys will fight over it and get in. Otherwise, keep watching, give us a thumbs up, and tonight, what I will say is that you're all a bunch of cricket bats.
And see you next Tuesday.
There you go.
Nice.
No, that's not it. That's we mentioned
Oh
yeah. So anyway, see you next Tuesday, folks.
Did he just leave us still on live?
Are we still alive? Mate,
We could
lucky I
still
didn't
be
get my
live.
knob out,
Could be.
innit?
It is up in case we're still live.
I was just about to stand up. I got no trousers on.